Alrighty then, final day here in Katowice. We are getting to the pointy end of a ton of tournaments, especially this. This is going to be big. The Intel Challenge Katowice. Excited to be here. 2 days of competition comes down to the semi-finals and the finals today. And we have got 4 of the best teams in the world taking part. $30,000 is the prize pot. I'll introduce 2 of the teams playing off first in just a second. Just to make you aware as well, if you are here today in Katowice watching this, there will also be 2 show matches. That involves taking on Astralis, who were knocked out of the tournament in the Spodek yesterday. But if you fancy taking on Astralis, there are great prizes to be had if you think you can beat them. Mouse mats, then I think we get up to a better prize. And then there's a laptop, of which I'm actually going to try and put myself into the tournament if that's possible. But what we're talking about today is this trophy, the Intel Challenge Trophy, and 4 teams that are playing off for it. So let us introduce the teams. To my right, the first team playing this morning, please go bananas. I don't care that it's early in the morning. I don't care it's the final day, but this is big. Please welcome CLG Red. And they are taking on, in the first semi-final, their opponents. Please, once again, I want to hear you go mad. They are taking on Karma. So it shall be a fabulous day. This is the first of our 2 semi-finals. The final will happen today as well. Then we will crown a champion and hand over this beautiful trophy. But to get it underway, let's hand over to the desk and our host, Alex the Machine Richardson.
Thanks very much, OJ, and I'm joined by 2 very friendly faces of the CS scene. Actually, no, to be fair, one face you may recognize a lot more than the other. Sapphire, Heather, great to have you on the desk. Yanko as well. Heather, of course, some of you may not be maybe unaware, it's that name you see on the announcements doing the observing recently. You've been killing it, and now you're going to be stretching your analyst legs as you are kind of our inside dude for the kind of the female side of things for the CS. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to kind of get outside the shadows and
cave.
get out of my cave, my observer cave, be here on the desk. And
Yanko can relate a lot to the observer cave analogy.
I know, it's a circle of life, Alex. Basically, everyone has to start somewhere. You're in a cave, chained to the desk, then you get, to the real desk.
This is the real desk, is it? I don't know. I mean, you've been killing it, dude. So it's great to have two ex-observers now currently hanging out and be talking about the Intel Challenge. Now, I think we need to start at the top, right? So we start with 8 teams. You had an opportunity, I know at every given moment you were heading over to kind of try and catch some of the games. So if you could possibly just outline maybe some of the teams that we've already said goodbye to before we start addressing the 4 in the semis.
Sure. So actually, it was a really exciting day. I'll start with, we ended up with the best possible matchups. You couldn't add a better storyline. In day 1, we had to say goodbye to a few teams. So there was a Chinese team. That was actually one of the first times we've seen those teams on LAN. Asilium, so they were eliminated by CLG Red.
Yeah.
We also had...
Was that a close game, or what are we talking here?
Actually, they did pretty decent. So no one really knew what to expect from them because it was their first major event, but they did quite well against CLG.
There's a lot of parallels always to be drawn when you have like Asian teams coming over, Yanko. I mean, on the other side of things, we had Mongols come to this tournament. It's starting to happen more and more. And is that an exciting prospect for you?
Definitely. I mean, Asia is a huge market, right? Historically, even in 1.6, we had a couple of teams here and there. The Eastro team and we made Fox team. The same team with different names from Korea. WNV from China at times was, a really strong team. So I'm personally excited. We saw it in the men's tournaments as well throughout, Sky Red at times, the Vietnamese team, now the Mongols. So definitely looking forward to seeing more teams from the Asian scene.
And taking 8 rounds off CLG Red, am I allowed to call them a favorite in this tournament?
I would definitely say they're certainly the favorite. They have the big headline sponsor. They actually have a team house now, so they've been boot camping together for months. Definitely the favorite going into this event.
And who else did we lose alongside Elysium then?
So we also lost Dexterity. They're a Brazilian team. So just like we're getting the Luminosities and the Tempo Storms of the world, we also have a Brazilian female team. And they did pretty decent, but they were eliminated. And that was in Group A. Also in Group A, in Group B, we said bye to Exertus. So they were a German team. They took a map off LDLC, which made it into the semifinals, but in the losers bracket, they actually were eliminated.
Okay, so in your mind, you set the scene quite nicely. These are the 4 teams you expected and wanted to see in the semifinals. That's the best opportunity for us to have the best of 3s possible.
Absolutely, and in fact, it's actually a rematch of the last ESWC. So there's actually very few female events, but at the last ESWC event last summer, it was the exact same 4 teams. Some of them were playing under different team names, but it was Karma versus CLG Red, and then WRTP versus LDLC. And at that event, it was CLG that ended up winning, eliminating WRTP in the grand finals. So it's exciting to see these 2 rivalries again.
Now, for me, I see WRTP. I looked at the roster earlier, and that is well, I remember casting Bad Monkey Gaming last year. That I'm seeing at least 3 familiar faces there.
Correct.
And I remember there was a lot of hype surrounding, this is of course in the second semifinal, a lot of hype surrounding Giuliano and Zaz. These were the 2 names that really stood up to me from that BMG roster.
That's correct. So they actually finished first at the last IEM Katowice event. Giuliano, amazing opper, great leader. Zaz is one of the legends in Counter-Strike female. She's won and finished very high at multiple events dating back to 1.6. So she's actually rather new to WRTP. She didn't play at the last ESWC with them. But a wonderful pickup for the team.
Legendary status, but is she taking a leadership role? I know that's something she does quite an awful lot. Is that something you can
Sure, so she's got great experience that the team can work off of, and that's why they brought her in.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's remind you guys at home some of these faces that you may not recognize. Let's go ahead and break down the 2 teams competing in our first semi-final. It is going to be between CLG Red and Team Karma. Let's start, of course, with Team 1. The boys, the girls. Oh, God, that's default. It's going to be happening a lot in the cast. I kept calling them his as well. It's just, you can't stop it. But Team Karma and CLG. We'll start with Team Karma. The team that we kind of expect. We'll start with CLG, apparently. Okay, so here they are, despite the Team Karma being on the screen. This, however, is time to talk about CLG.
Sure.
I'd love to break down their roster. I'm seeing Potter, I'm seeing Miss Harvey. Everybody taking opportunities to shine in this roster.
We've got Potter, Miss Harvey, Calf, Dai, and then Benita, who actually used to be on Karma. So they are definitely the premier favorites going into this event. Great leadership under Potter. They've had multiple world championships. I would say they're easily the most accomplished female team in all of esports, not just Counter-Strike. So definitely the favorites going into this event, especially now that they have a team house. They're salaried players. They have the opportunity to play this game for a living, which is very rare in the female scene. So certainly the favorites going into this event.
Which name kind of stands out to you, Yanko, when you've been catching some of the previous female tournaments? Who's kind of standing out on that list?
Well, it's mostly Miss Harvey and Potter, right? To me, even I remember even in 1.6, you know, mostly ESWC, I think, is the main tournament where we have also, you know, women competing alongside men. So I remember them, you know, placing really highly up, and I think also Benita was you know, in a team with them for a long time. Am I right?
Correct, yes. She's won a few world championships also with them.
Okay, so keep your eyes locked on them and their opponents. Team Karma will run down that roster for you as well. We have Emma Leet, Rain, Artstar, Goose Breeder, and Miha. And these are the girls that are going to be trying to lock horns with that of CLG.
Right. So this is one of the newer teams to the scene. They weren't as competitive in the 1.6 and Source days compared to CLG. They just came on the scene about a year or 2 ago. But as the underdogs, and I actually played with them at ESWC 2014, we came in as the last seed, ended up finishing second. So kind of shot us up to the top of the ladder there. They beat CLG at Copenhagen Games not too long ago, and then lost to CLG at the last ESWC. So actually they're 1-1 right now. CLG leads in maps 3-2. So big rivalry here. Definitely the top teams in North America and 2 of the top in the world. So couldn't have painted a better picture.
And while I was doing my research, by the way, you saw that sloth on camera earlier? I have official word that his name is Slothy.
Slothy.
And he is in front of Goose Breeder.
That's
creative.
Correct. And actually, on that note, Goose Breeder used to play for CLG. So we have a swap here between Benita and Goose Breeder. Each played for previous teams. Both of them did well at events.
So wait, they literally swapped?
Literally
That's a huge discussion. Okay, hang on a second. You've just gone and said you here, and I guess we'll like. Do you know any of the specifics of that one? Is it not something we can talk about on a desk?
Well, they had so CLG played at the last IEM. Katowice. They lost to Bad Monkey Gaming and ended up finishing third, which was a big surprise. So they were pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
They ended up letting go of Goose Breeder. And then Benita went from Karma, after winning Copenhagen Games, she went from Karma over to CLG. So certainly interesting. And then I actually played with Karma before Goosebreeder joined, so there's a bit of a break in there. But that's definitely an interesting storyline.
I mean, it certainly is. I mean, Yanko, you can't help but love the esports drama, right? Now Goosebreeder has an opportunity to knock out the team that kicked her out in the semi-finals of this tournament.
I mean, there's always extra motivation there, right? I think the storyline we can compare it to is maybe, you know, the Envious X-Titan matchup, right? With Shocks and Smiths switching teams and so on. So it definitely adds an extra dimension to the matchup for sure.
Keeping my eyes locked on that one. While we are going to break down this one a little further, you know what we're going to start with. We have to start talking about maps. And I actually had a little bit of an interesting kind of discussion wanting to get started because it looked like their map pools were incredibly shallow. Very little train, very little of the new maps. Actually, tell you, that's a lie. Looked, I saw a lot of cobble, but is it safe to assume that the maps are going to be very predictable coming into a matchup like this?
I actually am going to say that the first pick by Karma, at least since I'm quite familiar with them, having played with them lately, Inferno shocked me as their pick because they avoided Inferno at all costs for almost 2 years now. And I had been talking to Miha before the match, and I said, you know, so what are your map picks going to be? And I said, you know, I'm sure I can predict them. I could even do the veto for you. And she said, no, I think we're going to surprise you here. Okay. So Inferno, they've got something up their sleeve here. Mirage and Cash, though, very predictable. They are strong maps for both teams. I know that CLG Red has loved Cash, loved Mirage for a while, so those are going to be two very interesting competitive matches, but Inferno, that threw me for a loop.
I mean, I have to address Inferno first, that being the first map. That sounds to me like you've already set the scene as a bit of a curveball. With these teams having sometimes limited competition, of course, we just want to try and encourage as many people to start playing, as many females to start playing CS as possible, right? To increase the amount of teams competing. But when you know a team so well, so intricately, do you want to keep that secret? Do you say, wait to a semi to drop the Inferno bomb and say, actually, you know what? We can play Inferno. And is that perhaps maybe what they've gone for here?
You do, because there's so few female events and these players rarely play against each other. You want to surprise them. You don't want to be predictable with this. And it's nice because there actually aren't as many demos out there like a male team. So I think CLG is going to be a little surprised.
Viable strategy, you think, Yanko? Just basically keeping a map in your back pocket and then just pulling it out towards a semi or a grand final?
Of course, it's always viable, you know, have a pocket pick there to surprise someone. I also think that, you know, Inferno as a map in general, I mean, in CS, it's been there for a long time. So maybe, you know, the way you play the map itself doesn't change that much, right, from game to game. So as a pocket pick, it's something that maybe you don't need as much time to get, you know, accustomed to or whatever. So it can be pretty viable.
And I mean, I like that you start talking about Inferno specifically, because that's what we should do here. We are going to have an opportunity to break this down further into the next few maps, but just Inferno specifically. I'm trying to kind of explain maybe to some newer viewers or to people that aren't always as aware what to expect coming into Inferno. I think that's something you can do quite beautifully, Yanko.
They can also watch my video on YouTube.
Okay, so how long was that video, Yanko?
Shameless.
How long was that video?
I don't know, it was about 20 minutes.
Okay, so you spent 20 minutes explaining Inferno. Can you do it in 2?
Yes.
Go.
So the thing about Inferno, right, with every map, you have to get map control somewhere. So the most important thing on Inferno is probably banana. Okay. Banana control, also apps control, and mid maybe, which is a bit tougher, right? The thing with that is when you have map control, then you have more options what you can do on the T side, but on the CT side as well. Lately, CT side has become sort of a weak T side, as MBK puts it, the in-game leader of Envious, right? So it's going to be interesting for me to see, because honestly, I don't watch a lot of, you know, female games, because there's a lot of going on in our realm as well, right? So I'm actually really excited to see how will they approach the game, right? Will it have the similarities to the other games or not?
And we saw an awful lot of Inferno in the main tournament. We saw, you know, that battle between Luminosity. We saw Navi's approach to it. There's an awful lot of examples of Inferno games out there, which I'm sure they're going to have kind of taken a couple of leaves out of. Maybe that ridiculous Fnatic style of play on Inferno we saw.
I actually was going to bring that up.
Go for it.
I believe that CLG does something very similar to a Fnatic style. I feel like they study that team. Very diverse. They're swapping players between sites. Very unpredictable. And they'll be very aggressive as well.
And I do want to, can we talk about, you know, learning from other teams? CLG is living in a house with, or CLG Red is living in a house with CLG,
Not the same
right?
house. They have
Not the
two
same
separate
house?
houses.
Two separate houses,
yes.
okay.
But that's certainly an advantage
Is it
to
safe
have
to,
that
is it safe to assume that there's a little bit of a kind of a coaching framework
I
there?
would assume so.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much, but I would assume so. And then on Karma's side, they actually have a coach. So their coach is normally XP3 from Winter Fox,
right?
Which is happens to be Emily's fiance. He was not able to make this event, so they have brought in Flosick, who also plays for Winter Fox.
I thought I recognized that man behind them.
And also
Yanko.
Semphis, I think Semphis used to coach CLG Red,
Correct.
right?
Semphis was also a coach.
Okay, so there's
All
a lot of coaching presences for both of these teams as well. Karma perhaps a little less. All right, predictions, boys and girls. Let's get ourselves ready for this one. Yanko, I'm assuming you're looking at that CLG Red roster and just kind of putting two and two together.
Listen, I just ran into Harvey when I was outside, and I told her, like, don't choke. If you choke, I'm gonna wreck you on the analyst desk.
Nice.
So we have to see. But I think it's gonna be CLG Red. I think they're the favorites in this one.
Heather,
You're really gonna do this.
I'm gonna force it right
when
now.
I'm a bridesmaid in some of their weddings. Make this uncomfortable.
You've played within the Karma roster. You know and have played with a lot of the CLG girls. What's it gonna be? Just Inferno. Give me Inferno.
I am going for Inferno. I'm gonna go CLG. I don't know much at all about Karma's Inferno. They shocked me with that one too. So I'm gonna go CLG for Inferno.
So, some doubt, seeds of doubt from Sapphire on the desk about this kind of curveball Inferno pick. We don't see it often from Karma, but it's time to dive into it. As it's, thank you very much, you guys. It's time to introduce your casting pair for this one. It's going to be Moses and Pansy, who are standing by to deliver the action here in Katowice.
Thank you so much, Alex. Always good to hear from Yanko. And actually Heather, first time to really get in depth on the desk. That was actually brilliant to get some insight towards these teams, who, of course, I got to watch a fair bit of last Katowice. Good couple of games coming through there. A little bit disappointed because I knew of CLG Red a hell of a lot more than the others. And then they got completely trashed. So, no offense. Let's hope they don't get trashed again. I really don't think they should. But your thoughts on this? Because you know a lot of the CLG Red girls as well.
Yeah, just from being around. I mean, obviously they touched on the desk, just a big history with those girls, dating back to previous versions of Counter-Strikes, like 6 or 7. Potter and Miss Harvey each have like 6 or 7 world championships at ESWC under their belt. So just, I mean, no stranger to the kind of stage and the kind of environment they're going to be playing in, but definitely they're that #1 team where whenever they need to get a new player, they're always the one that's able to grab the, the next high-profile, up-and-coming player in the scene.
One day it'll be my turn.
One day, Lauren.
I shall strive for more. But yeah, as I said, there are some really big heavy hitters on this one. Looking forward to seeing how well Potter can step up to the plate as well.
That's gonna be a cool battle. It's gonna be Potter versus Emily with that AWP, especially if we get later on into this best of 3 with some of the maps that are coming out. Mirage is gonna be a huge map for those oppers to duel on. But Inferno here is gonna be a little bit tough for him.
See, I love the way that Potter's looking like she's like intently warming up. Actually, they're just jumping around a room in Inferno, looking in T-apps. It's exceptional. But we are almost ready to get this one started, ladies and gents. I do hope this starts soon. As much as I love discussing Inferno meta, this should be starting quickly, unless Bot Colin wants to stick
Inferno
around.
meta with YNK.
It was a beautiful topic already.
I
don't know why we didn't go back to that.
Shameless plug.
What is the channel called again?
I have no idea.
That's
Yanko, youtube.com/. Maybe not.
I can't believe you not know that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, hopefully the
Don't
girls
try and
watch
get
it.
back to. Don't bring it back to topic.
Can we just bring it back on track now?
Never. It was never on the track, Moses. It's all going wrong. But the bots have been kicked, and we're almost ready to get the knife run started up. I think.
We do have. This is going to be. Okay, so Kaths is one player that they didn't really touch on the desk for CLG Red. She was essentially the MVP of ESWC for their team. She was like just completely dominant in the women's tournament there, just like miles above the second best team in all ratings, whether it was kills, damage, efficiency, FPR, frags per round. She was an incredible performer for CLG Red. So she's a girl that Karma's going to have to slow down early on, or else, I mean, if she just starts running away with it, she can just beast through this server.
Yeah. So a lot to be looked at here, basically. It's who can have a stand-up performance. Because a lot of people know CLG Red as personalities, not necessarily just as players. So this is a great kind of stage for them to at least be able to get themselves out there and be seen on this sort of platform. And especially against a team that there is certainly a nice bit of back and forwards between. And then maybe they can supersede the performance they had last time around at Katowice, because that was absolutely heartbreaking to watch, if I'm honest. As it did mean the bottom, they were absolutely gutted after that one. So, it does seem as though the game will be up and running any second now, ladies and gents. Do not fear, we'll be getting underway. And the knife round shall begin in 3 seconds, Moses.
Yeah, it actually have big implications here in this one. Obviously, the CT side of Inferno is where you want to begin. That's the stronger side. Huge advantages for the team that starts on the defense. You can see a little bit of a laugh. Lighthearted, keeping things light.
Keeping things light, Moses. Oof. Oof. All right, knife round begins. I've never cast a knife round in my life, and I think I never shall.
Yeah, let's not begin now.
No? You don't want to give it a try?
No.
You've been trying to step into play-by-play, Moses. You might as well do this.
It's Sadicus who does the knife round casting. He does that speed casting.
I thought that was just his general casting, if I'm honest. Pacing hasn't quite hit Matt yet. But, one day, you never know. Maybe you could read that, I think it's Red Eye's
His booklet.
book. Yeah, yeah. It's actually pretty good. So, Karma do pick up the knife, and they'll get choice of side into this one, and more than likely it's going to be a CT pick.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll start out here. Hopefully get started off on a good foot with that pistol round win, and then build up some money into the next rounds. Emily is, she's an interesting player because she is the self-proclaimed, actually, they have a coach here who is on a professional team in North America. So he's going to be standing behind them. I don't believe CLG has their coach with them. I'm not even sure if they actually still have a coach. I know they've filtered a coach in and out of the team. But maybe a little bit of an edge there in that department for Team Karma.
You think so?
Yeah, it's Flosick. He's playing for Winter Fox.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Here's standing behind him. Usually it's XP3.
So I saw last round it was Juvie, if you know Juvie, came over.
That was with CLG for a while.
Yep.
And then it's usually XP3 behind Karma. But he is obviously French, was living in Canada, now living in the States. So he's having visa issues with trying to get all that figured out before he starts traveling internationally again. So they switch up a little bit there, but now we are going to be live into the pistol round.
All right, it's time. 10 seconds, and this will begin. It's been a long couple of days, Moses, but I feel this is going to be a bit of a highlight for me, and I'm already seeing a really curious purchase here coming out from CLG Red, so we'll start breaking that down in a second now. Heather already mentioned on the desk that, okay, if they're playing this sort of map, and maybe there's going to be a plan here, and 2 mollies, 2 smokes coming out, Benita and Kath being on that one. This could be a curious start here.
That's got to be for a B execute, where you can molly out, oranges, you can molly out.
But there's already a 3-play stack over there from Team Karma, so either they know this or they're just perfectly set for it, and already going to find 1 in this, and there we go, a quick removal of CLG Red, and all the planning in the world is just falling apart.
Well, okay, so they have 2 smokes and 2 Molotovs left, and those could have been very useful, those Molotovs, in kind of breaking up that stack. So nicely done from Team Karma. They set up a good crossfire, and they just take that fight in the choke point. There's nothing CLG can do. This pistol round's essentially over. The Molotov comes out, but it's too late. With this advantage of their players, Team Karma just falls back into the bomb site, and they can play it so passively here.
Not the beginning you'd want, and after CLG's previous stumble on stage is very similar to this. Probably not what they were expecting either coming into this one, but as I said, Benita and Kath going to be looking to find any opportunities here. Bearing in mind there are 2 players with full utility on the CT side as well. Kath going to make her way in, not find too much havoc. He's freed up. Going to close it down, and a previous member of CLG Red going to be putting the first nail into what could be a coffin, but
First 3 nails. She got 3 kills that round.
Nice. You can count, buddy.
See how I worked that one out?
I can only count my fingers, so.
It is going to be a buy.
I'm very limited.
It's going to be a buy to the second round for CLG, so they invest in the Tech 9 armor. They don't have a lot of utility this time. Going to try and swarm up, but here's Emily on her patented P90. She is the self-proclaimed best P90 player in the world. That's not even a joke.
If you're claiming that yourself, though, does it really have the same value? You know what I mean? Like, I could just lie.
She actually is very good with it, but actually Rain gets caught with a nade out. There's the first kill, so she gets traded off. And now it's all on Art Star. She's going to be in pit, spraying down the first one. Got him low. She finds 2 kills, pulls out the pistol, but more trades from CLG.
It's a shame that P90 didn't get to do as much as I'd have hoped in this one, but now into this 2v2. The retake is on a kit. in the hands of Goose Breeder as well. Molly's going to go down towards Pit as Miss Harvey going to be holding towards the side. Potter burns alive, and suddenly Miss Harvey in a 1v2 gets destroyed. And Goose Breeder again, she is having a good game already. And that knife is an exceptional name. Solid.
I didn't see it. Don't even want to know. But that Molotov, very, very effective. And actually, it was a little bit interesting because it took a while for Potter to actually die to it. So I don't know if she didn't realize that she was standing in the flames or that she was losing her HP. But either way, it's a very successful second round for CLG. They get 3 kills. They get the plant, so they get all that extra bonus money. So that buy works out very well at limiting the economy of Team Karma. And now moving forward into the next gun round, CLG can have a pretty solid buy with the bonus money from the plant.
So, how are they going to approach this one? It looks like a 4-1 split. Potter toward mid and the rest going through second, joining up eventually and going to make their way through and maybe try and catch something off towards A, but trying to get anything wrong right now would be impressive. Emily going to be on CT Arch. And Benita's actually going through the apartment, so this could be interesting. Not going to find too much out of it, actually. Benita's going to stop that before it starts. And it looks like a pretty swift shutdown here. Not going to be able to do too much damage, and there we go. A very clean round coming out from Team Karma there, keeping themselves relatively safe and fully able to upgrade now. Now we're going to get to see that AWP coming out.
Yeah, Emily with the 3 kills on the SMG, she gets all that extra money, all that extra cash builds up. So she'll have that to utilize here, and the question is, how mobile is she going to be with it? Is she going to go over towards the B bomb site? Is she going to go towards mid and take that peek, or is she just going to hold an angle? And for now, it looks like she's more than willing with this flashbang, just holding it to bounce off the roof, and once it pops, she'll peek middle. This timing might work out. Potter's going to be blind. She's got to duck down, and Emily sees no one, so she just backs away, but it's Mia who might actually get into the first action. They want to get aggressive on Banana. Miss Harvey is here right to the left, and she catches off Goose Breeder. There's a good trade, and no ability for CLG to respond as they're trapped behind the smoke.
Oh, I almost want the T-side to slow down a little bit here. They've been getting kind of these not so favorable trades very early on, and not particularly in their favor at this point. Although they do have some sort of control, some sort of step towards the apartments as well. They can slowly rebuild towards B, but let's see where they want to take this one. At the moment, only one CT player holding that B sign as me has, so could be some options there. But then again, still so much utility on the CT side left here. With a minute on the board, you've got to start thinking that CLG needs to start taking this away from them, even as they do have their own. They need to start working towards this.
Yeah, that Molotov on the roof from Diana is not going to do anything. That clears out no positions, but still now all 4 members of CLG, they've spread the defense thin, and now actually the rotation comes in just in time. Emily with that AWP, though, she could get smoked off, so Miha is going to have a lot of pressure put on her, and she only has 1 flashbang to use to stall this out. She's going to have to be very, very efficient in the back of the bomb site.
Time to go full crims if you want to hold on to this side at the moment, because you've got 4 players coming through. Miha is going to be on it. Perfect use of the flash. Going to hold back 4. Miha going to spawn out the first. Let's get the spray down, but nothing to follow up from it. Die will get the kill. And now suddenly we're into 4v3. And that all is in a bit of a dire situation.
Yeah, there's not so much the AWP can do. That Molotov actually might flush him out of position, but there's no one there to take advantage of it. But
What?
1 burns, and there's Emily. CLG, this post-bomb plant defense is crumbling, and now it's going to be Rain to turn the corner. She spots both of them, and Emily gets the kills.
My God, how do you lose rounds like this? These girls seem to have a real affinity for standing in fire, because that's 2 molly kills in the space of, what, 4 rounds?
Yep.
What the hell is going on, CLG Red?
A really strong position for them to be in, and they let it slip. And it's Emily with 3 kills on the retake.
May not be with the proclaimed P90 affinity, but certainly looking proficient with the AWP coming out. So 6-1 already, and Benita off to a very slow start here. Someone that you point out can be an integral factor into this one, but maybe a little bit slow off the starting blocks. But it's still a best of 3, bearing in mind. This isn't a best of 1. This will be going for quite some time, Moses. So we've got a long day ahead of us.
Yes. Yes, we do. A long day of Counter-Strike, and here, once again, CLG with that plant, they can buy 1 more time as this losing bonus builds up. Spread out across the map, and actually Miss Harvey is brought down very low early on, so she's going to have to take a little bit more of a passive role. You can see it's Diane who's leading the way up Banana. They do have full control of it, though. And now as well, also trying to clear out halls. There is going to be Kath in the boiler down the stairs, trying to find anyone in middle. There's one directly to her right. This is a pretty standard defense up towards mid for Karma.
So Rain Gimme holding from quad here. Kath yet to make presence truly known, but 4-1 stack is going to be coming through. Great work from Kath then to find Rain already. A good step in the right direction, but there is still that AWP in play, and Emily did need to land that. Gonna back away. Nade just lands at the feet of Kath, just walking into it. What on earth? Now CLG Red, bring back down to this 4v4. They need to get towards this side pretty soon. The bomb is still backed by T-Spawn, bearing in mind they've got 38 seconds. This could still be an issue.
Yeah, it should be Diane who picks up the bomb and meets them up towards the A bomb site. 30 seconds left. This is going to have to be a very good execution. Emily still watching towards Rap side. Artstar also in the pit, and Emily's going to be flashed back. She's got to come up huge. There's a smoke in her path. She can't see anything. Coming through is Miss Harvey. Drops Emily very swiftly, and now Artstar in pit. She gets one. She's got to do more, though. 15 seconds left on the clock. And CLG has swarmed the bomb site. They're going to get this planted, but she still hasn't been cleared out. Now she's being encroached upon, and she eventually does fall. Another post plant for CLG.
This time they need to lock this down. Already losing it once was a problem, but now you're in a 3v2. You have everything you need. There is still a molly, though, and we know that seemingly they can be the biggest threat to CLG, apparently, but already one on the board. Gooseberry finds Potter, and she wasn't the lowest out of all of them, but now finally Miss Harvey does get the kill. Gooseberry goes in, does put out one. Great work from Gooseberry into it, gets it. Brilliant play coming out. That was 3 on the retake, and CLG Red are in absolute dire straits. You should not be losing those, and you should not be losing a 1v3. Gooseberry, though, making the most of it.
Yeah, what a round. And she's really showing off some skills here now against her old team that she was on very briefly, and you could see CLG collapsing under the pressure a little bit, playing a little bit less aggressive than we're used to seeing them. Seem to be lacking some of the confidence to take some crucial battles. Yeah, I mean, in that 301 as well, Potter gets picked off early in pit. That's not where you want to take that battle. Either way, though, Karma on these retakes has been stellar. Here's Emily again with that pop flash. Gonna peek down mid, see what she can find, and she doesn't commit very wide. She just wants to see if there's anything she can pick off for free, and Artstar actually getting aggressive now. A little bit of confidence, and Miha, speaking of which, overconfident, and actually now it crumbles.
A little bit of an overextension then from the CT side, trying to get a little too aggressive across the map. Maybe not as necessary as needed, but Emily's actually got a bit of a gap in that smoke to work through. Bomb's not there. This could be deadly. That was the bomb. Potter goes down. Can't hold on to it, though. Now, just Rain. Left in a 1v3. There's no chance of losing this. This is not even on the board, not a consideration. The bomb will be planted pretty soon. Benita will be watching Banana, and you do have Di and Miss Harvey towards the side. So this one is pretty much into the hands of CLG Red, finally, after what seemed like a lifetime. And it felt more that Team Karma kind of gifted them a chance into this round.
Well, here's the thing, too. Despite the incredible retakes that Karma's had, the 5-0 scoreline, because some of these rounds have been so close, because even despite losing, CLG's been getting kills, the economy for Team Karma is so incredibly low that now they're going to be forced back onto a save. This AK-47 in Rain's hands is essentially going to be the only rifle. Actually looks like Goose Breeder might be able to pick one up, as well as Artstar. So they might have a couple with them, but their money is essentially gone after this next round. So if CLG can string 2 together, then they'll be able to close the gap in the scoreboard very, very quickly. And it's all up to see if Karma's going to force buy into this behind this one AK-47.
Looking at it now, not seeing too much. They're just going to go with the P250s for now. A couple of flashes here and there to supplement what they began with into this round with Rain. So back into this one, CLG Red do have the money now in towards their favor, and they should be able to run with it. But a nice little 4-1 stack coming out, it looks like, for Team Karma. Just going to try and make the most of what they have. And actually, the rifle will be over there on B as well, whereas Artstar is the only player on towards this A side. So Miss Harvey leading the fray at the moment, 35 seconds. Plenty of time to work with, and the utility can be utilized well. Going to force Team Karma back towards the side, play towards the deeper side of things, and let's see if CLG Red can actually catch him out of this one.
Yeah, there's that utility used to establish that control in Banana. Now Potter's going to be the one to lead the way with that AWP. Right now, just holding the angle for any peek towards CT spawn. And this is that stack. There are 4 members here at this B bomb site for Karma, so CLG's got to be very careful about committing here. They're going to want to scout it out a little bit, see if they can get a pick off. But if they notice there's too much defense holding strong here, they might just choose to fall back.
At the moment, of course, only the pistol's making noise. Rain is boosted up, so it looks like CLG Red might have an idea that there's something going on here. So they aren't going to go on the rotate. Artstar is the only player towards A, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do anything with. But maybe get a couple if they are a little complacent. However, Rain might just want to stay alive on this. Great deal of utility as well. Still got the rifle to hand. And this hesitation from CLG Red is actually allowing a bit of a rotate here. Dai's going to spot it all coming down mid and actually gets down one. Gets a lovely adjustment with the second join by Bonita. And finally, They're keeping hold of this. It is still down to Artstar to do some damage, and this is kind of scary because that's a bomb. And now Artstar moves out, spots them both, but can't achieve much from the back. Kath will find it, and that's 2 rounds now, building up for CLG Red. And again, Karma's money not looking perfect.
Yeah, Emily, who's been the AWPer, is very, very low on money. They are going to buy up anyways, though. So you see her on that P90, very confident with it. Mia's going to have the FAMAS, but everyone else is a pretty decent buy behind it as CLG tries to establish a couple more rounds into this. They've won 2 in a row now. But look at the scoreboard, 3 defuses for Karma. They've been so effective on the retakes. And CLG Red is playing a very slow-paced, passive game, except now that I say that, Potter leading the way up, finds that pick onto Rain. An easy kill for her. Now Emily knows that AWP could easily be scoped in on her angle, so she's just going to fall away from Rap side. Doesn't want to test Potter at the moment.
Harvey going to get a little bit of damage here. And finally, it seems the CLG Red have slowed things down enough. They're starting to get a good grip of it. And the P90's back out to play. Now, not sure how that's going to really do at CTR. I guess if you can flash yourself in and try and keep that closer angle, it could do wonders. But then again, Dye's still getting very close towards the B site as well. It seems that we are seeing that B presence. And finally, the P90 comes out. And oh my god, how the hell is that even possible? Benitra and Kath just fall under the wayside, and you're down to 3. This is frustrating times for CLG Red. The mod is going to come out. No one this time going to fall under its pressure. And now they are down to Artstar and Emily to keep this one together. And already that P90's done wonders, and the upgrade has come through from it.
Yeah, and you can see why. Just never has to stop moving, just using all the bullets very effectively. Hasn't even taken a point of damage, and now Artstar in the pit. She's got a good angle. Dye hasn't cleared this out, but Artstar actually misses the shot. She gives it up, and there goes Emily. Miss Harvey with a stunning shot over towards small pit. Still have to worry about this one defender in pit who's still alive. Artstar delaying as long as possible. The rotation is on the way, and it's down to a 2-on-2.
We've been seeing so far these situations have not gone well for CLG Red, but these are the 2 players, the veterans, the people that know pretty much everything there is to know about these sort of instances. So can they finally hold on to this? Kit towards Goose Breeder. Potter holding quad, needs to land this shot on the swing out. Goose Breeder has been... Potter, what is that? And now Mia goes and finds Miss Harvey. It's a 1v2, and suddenly CLG Red crumble again. Unbelievable scenes here. Team Karma on the retakes have been crisp, but you can't give that all to them. CLG Red were making errors that they just shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that shot has to land for Potter. One also big thing is CLG, they get that bomb plant, but they're stuck inside the site. They need to have someone in pit. Unfortunately, Miss Harvey, who was there, had the bomb. She had to get out to plant. That's when Potter needs to take up that position inside the pit, and she has that angle with the AWP. She can guard against any retake from range. But again, her Karma just does not... I mean, these defuses from them are incredible. Their retakes have been absolutely crisp, and especially when Goose Breeder's involved. We saw the 1v3. We've now seen this sort of instance working perfectly. CLG Red have very little money at this point, down to those Tech 9s, as we can see. And Miha's going to be faced with a fair few players coming her way pretty soon. Going to back away, actually, and play on the very verge of that smoke. And lay down another, but presence is shown. She's going to fall back, have plenty of time to go towards the molly. And this should be a bit of a slaughter, but actually Miss Harvey finds one, a bit of a whiff, but Goose Breeder keeps it in check again, takes down 2, doing so much damage. But the bomb is there. The bomb could be planted this one, so not a complete waste of a round hit. Yeah, Artstar is going to be on the flank, and with low HP, Benita has the AK-47. She's got to be a little bit aggressive. She's got to find a kill here early. Potter can actually surprise one. It's going to be walking right into it, but not able to land the shot. Rain finds it now. It's just Benita in the back. And is she going to be able to make this work? She gets the first kill, but can't convert to the second or the third. So another easy retake for Team Karma. And what a swing that one round makes. That 2-on-2 in the previous round, that was the difference. CLG can look at that round and say that would have been the one that could have evened things up at 5-5. Instead, we're sitting at a 7-2 scoreline. And Karma is firmly in the lead. This is worrying if you're CLG Red, because to be fair, tactically and in any other way, they seem perfectly fine. It's not actually getting the bomb plants, it's holding it. And that's kind of worrying, because that's generally core issues. That's generally communication problems, or just, you know, player mistakes, which really you can fix, but it does kind of become a mental game. So already a bit of a switch up of pace here from CLG Red, putting their players towards a bit of a split towards a 3-2 split, actually. Benitra and Potter can be plowing down through quad, and it's Potter to find already 1 kill. Finally a bit of damage comes in, but Rain slows it down. The molly starts burning, and Karma start racking up the kills. It's a slaughter, and CLG Red are everywhere. Yeah, getting the first kill in that round was CLG, but from there it's all Rain inside the bomb site.
Mowing down 2, and then Emily with the support from long range. Nothing going right for CLG now when it looked like they had the opening into the bomb site. So another a good bomb site defense this time. No plant even comes close for CLG.
And when do you call a timeout at this point? Because CLG Red need to talk this through. I don't know. I hope for their sake at some point they do actually go for a timeout during this game if this keeps going this way, because these are issues you do need to address at some point. And at the moment, the switch up of pace didn't particularly work into that round. They're trying new things, and none of them are bearing any fruit. It's coming down to, once again, losing out on those jewels, but incredible strength shown by Emily, already holding towards CT Arch. She's been pretty dominant by this point. As Artstar and Rain backing towards the side a little bit. She needs to try and make it out of this one, but actually completely flashed up, backs away. Rain gonna be on the corner here, gets the spray, but oh my word, Die gonna go in on this one, and back and forth we go, but actually those Tech-9s have been able to break through finally.
This is where you need to get Miss Harvey in the pit with that AWP. She's got to find her way over there very, very quickly. The rotations are on, and her teammate, Diane, is going to be in graveyard. So this is the range battle. Miss Harvey hits the first one. It's a beautiful shot, all down to just Mia in a 1-on-2 situation. She's got to find these remaining players. I don't think she realized one's in graveyard. She checks it, though. She finds that kill on a Diane. Now down to a one-on-one.
Oh, not again.
Oh, what a shot with the Tech-9. Miss Harvey bails him out of a tough spot. A third round, and you can see how much it means. Diane getting pumped.
8-3 now. Finally, CLG Red hold on to one of those situations. Felt like it was a lifetime in the making. Full buy from CLG Red. Team Karma with just pistols. Someone is incredibly weird in the crowd. No one needs this today. No one. Jesus. Anyway, 5-7's going out, flashes and a couple of smokes here to play with. And Team Karma gonna just try and do as much as they can.
And actually, yeah, this time there was a stack at the B-bomb site, and the last time Karma had to save, but this time it's only Goose Breeder here. She's gonna be under a lot of pressure. Smoke comes over from the A-bomb site though to bail her out, and actually CLG might not realize they're on a save quite yet. They did manage to string a couple together before CLG was able to get their third, so this could be a little bit deceptive. You could see Kath, top mid. They have control of Banana, they have control of middle. Now they've just got to probe and make sure they find this stack before committing to the bomb site.
Well, last time we saw Team Karma putting those 4 players towards B. This time, got to switch it up, 4 towards 8. Emily kind of on the jump-off spot, but Bomb will be joining now as Rain, Miha, and Artstar will be the ones waiting on the side. Kath just going to breach that corner pretty soon. Smoke's going down. Nice little set play here. But again, CLG Red did play pretty slow last time and almost got caught out by that. But here we go, 3 towards the side itself. And Kath and Miss Harvey going to lead the way. Nice work from Potter coming in, efficiently clearing the side. But there is someone waiting. And they do finally get picked to pieces. That was Rain at the back. So finally, CLG Red get a clean round on the board. Even though against pistols, it was duly needed.
Yeah, this is going to be nice. If they're able to get out of this round without losing anybody, that'll be huge for them. Build up some money, especially on the terror side. You want to be able to buy through some of the tough stretches. So build up some economy to be able to rebuy those AK-47s. Now it's just Goose Breeder. All she can really do here is go for some exit kills. Hasn't been spotted out quite yet. And you have to imagine CLG in a 5-on-1 just leave the bomb site as a group, make sure you don't lose any AK-47s. If Goose Breeder's allowed to grab an AK and get away with it, that, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but that would actually be a big mistake from CLG.
And really can't afford it with only 3 rounds on the T side so far. So, ready. It's Harvey getting called out. Not recoverable, that rifle, even though the bomb could have maybe blown that gun down there. A little bit dangerous, but Potter will keep the round safe by that point. 8-4, we are seeing the tactical pause coming out from CLG Red.
Technical?
Tac?
Could be wrong. No, it's technical. She has a little bit of messed up sound, so a little bit of a break here.
Tech pause. Damn it. Damn it.
That's an E, not an A. But either way now,
why
so
do you be like, don't just try and throw me to the wolves and then like, oh, don't worry.
Trying to move on from it.
There's no moving on
move
from
on
your
from the
bullying.
mistake.
So I need to go tan, make friends, and now this.
The bullying.
It's disgusting.
But now CLG's up towards 4 rounds. They've won 2 in a row. It is going to be a full buyout for Karma. They're back onto the rifles. They're back onto the strong buys. And this is going to be a little bit of a dangerous spot now, because Karma, I mean, if they drop this round, then they're going to be forced back onto another save, and then you all of a sudden you find out that, you know, these miraculous retakes they've had throughout this half are all of a sudden, if they're not able to continue this success, this turns into a really good half for CLG on the terror side.
It could be. That's the thing. It's kind of gone askew, I guess, in my brain after watching, you know, the Fnatic games on any map, especially Inferno. It's like, but anything's possible, Moses. It doesn't matter what side you're on. But they're not Fnatic, so I do need to kind of maybe remove that weird little element that's started to build up in my brain. So yeah, CLG Red, if they do get a couple more rounds, it will turn out to be a relatively decent T side, and hopefully the issues we saw kind of appearing, let's say, in the early rounds and the afterplants and such, do move out of the way. But credit Team Karma coming into this one, because they, you know, I guess if you're aware of the women's scene out there, you would know of them. But if you don't, and if you're not aware of it, these guys have come in and done something pretty impressive already, is taking quite a lot of rounds from arguably one of the most well-known teams out there in the scene so far, and in quite some style as well. The retakes have been pretty impeccable. Goosebreed has been absolutely on a tear. Her play individually already has been insane. She deserves, I got that medal for what she's achieved on these retakes, because generally it's not possible. But again, maybe mistakes from CLG Red giving her the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Rain has also been playing really well, really strong on the defense in that 8-bomb site. The cool thing about these teams, actually, is that Karma actually took a championship away from CLG, I believe it was before they got picked up by the organization, but that was at Copenhagen Games of last year, I believe, and then coming into ESWC, you know, CLG kind of took back the crown, winning that event. And now, so, I mean, these teams have kind of traded championships in this scene. And now head-to-head, I mean, this is actually, in the North American region, this is actually a pretty big rivalry between these two.
Imagine so. I miss the Copenhagen Games. That was one of my first CS.
Never been.
Really?
Really.
Ah, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. No, I think that was the first one I did with like Risk and Warclown.
Okay.
A long time ago now.
Yeah.
It's the first time I probably met Semler as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
We miss Semler. Couldn't be here, of course.
Yeah, I hear other things. Busy man. Busy man. Rip Semi. No, that was one of the enjoyable evenings walking through Copenhagen with Richard Lewis.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be enjoyable.
The best part being my hotel was like kind of in the red light district, which was just delightful walking back with Richard. Absolutely fantastic time. Had a brilliant time.
That would be magical.
It was like a Disney movie, I felt. You know, when I look back on it, it's just glorious. But yeah, we are just getting this one hopefully back on the way nice and quick. You can see the admins kind of like hovering around. They're the ones with crew on their t-shirt. If you want to give anyone abuse during the events, find them.
Oh my lord. That's heartless.
Heartless? Do you mean Hearthstone? That's a different game, Moses.
We're going to get there.
We'll be getting you on League of Legends by the end of the day, don't you worry.
I wouldn't mind actually going over and seeing some of the League of Legends.
I'd like to watch a little bit, actually. I think that they're in the
Spodek
now. Yeah. Saw Mitch this morning. Looked fresh. It's ready. No, I do want to watch a little bit. I can imagine maybe we'll be able to catch some. We'll have to wait and see. But back on topic. Let's stay off topic. We don't need to come back on topic yet. We've got 3 maps to go here, Moses.
If you had to liken Richard Lewis to a Disney princess, which one would it be?
Oh, this is difficult.
Yep.
This is. Can I get some time to consider this?
You
can. Like I really want to make sure it counts.
I'll give you time to think it over.
He is a beautiful man, and quite majestic.
But you are going to get that break to think it over, because CLG has fixed their issues. They're now ready. The pause is coming off. We're going to get right back into it. So it is 8-4 for Team Karma. CLG has won 2 in a row. They've built up some money. And this buy out of Team Karma, they've got solid weaponry. Emily is missing a lot of utility. So is Goosebreeder. So they're a little bit light. And some of the things they'll need to block off choke points on Molotovs and smokes. They just used one of their 3 right now.
And actually a bit of a different start here. Rain and R-Star being very present towards CT Arch. Kind of doubling up into that one. One of them sitting towards the little cubby in there. So it's going to make it a little bit difficult. We have seen CLG Red showing a little bit more success towards their CT Arch takes. And it has been a preference. And now you can see that deep smoke coming through just towards the back lines of CT Arch. And again, the hit to follow. This could be a problem though. Rain has not played this spot really until this point, and already you can see the AWP kills coming in. A bit of a switch up there for Emily as well from Quad. As here we go, already the 3 players coming from the T side. Do not check the corner, and the spray down comes in, and there we go. 1 player remains, it's Potter, and Goose Breeder again at the helm of the demise of her previous team. 2 kills into that round, and now a double AWP to boot.
Yeah, this is now a little bit scary. So we're gonna have to see CLG. If they're not able to win this round, they're gonna be broke for the last one. So this is actually very important. This could be a 2-round swing for Team Karma if they're able to outlast just this 1 round. And now, I mean, the switch into this is gonna be very, very surprising. They're not gonna expect to have an AWP over at A and the B bomb site. There's that pop flash from Emily, but this time she doesn't peek with it, and Goose Breeder, she might just have a free kill, but actually she takes the shot a little bit early. A shoulder peek from CLG forces her back.
I like the boost as well. There's so much adaptation coming out from Karma on the CT side here, and they're not just being passive in the way they're doing this. They're certainly extremely present into how they like to play these, showing some real class here as Capital will actually find range. So even with the layer of adaptation, not quite going to plan yet, and a little bit more of a slower, a little bit more paced beginning here from CLG Red. Not just going for the default into a, you know, smoke CT arch, smoke a little bit of library and try and get off the back. No, gonna take a little bit more of a default posture, try and find some picks and work off the back of them, now splitting this up a touch.
This actually puts a lot of pressure on the 2 oppers, on Goose Breeder and Emily, because these weapons are so difficult to retake bomb sites with that they have to have success before CLG actually gets the bomb planted. So they've got to find ways to get these kills, and it's going to be very, very tough. Actually, Benita and Kath are still over towards A, so this might be a little bit of a fake where they come out, try and get a kill, pull a rotation off. There's 45 seconds left to execute this. And actually, Emily has a little bit of an indication of what's coming. She's reading this perfectly, and actually, what is CLG doing? They have 2 members over towards A. The bomb's got to fall back. Yep, Potter's going to come back. The fake is actually going to be at the B bomb site. And Diane's just going to get taken out. Goose Breeder with 2 op kills for free, but Artstar in the pit. She's got to do good. She gets the first kill. Gets the, oh no, she doesn't. She can't connect that shot, so it is going to be a 2-on-3 situation. CLG's going to get the bomb planted, and another retake opportunity coming in for Karma.
Moses, we've seen how this has gone so far, and it worries me. 3 players now to find the mere 2 of CLG Red. Emily going to be looking in towards pit, and actually, I think there is someone sitting towards it. It is Potter, but peeking towards Quad. And he finds Potter, and now down to Kath. 1v3, she's got to go big, and she can't manage it. There we go, Goose Breeder again. Ever present, 3 kills this round. How much can this one girl do at the moment? I don't know. 17-6.
Yeah, really surprising CLG chooses to do a fake there. They have the man advantage. No reason not to just stay grouped up and just use your overwhelming numbers at one of the bomb sites. And actually, they give away 2 kills. There's no success. Even with Emily pulled over to that B bomb site, it's just not enough successes happened by those 2 players.
It's the thing that worries me a little bit with CLG Red is they do seem to feel the pressure a lot when they play. I don't know what it is about this event. Maybe it's just certainly not their home, but maybe it's when I cast them, bad things happen. I don't know where it is, but they always seem to just have a really bad time of things. So I'm hoping this...
curse.
It's a real thing. I'm pretty sure. It's like every time I cast First Pro, they lose. Like, no, I kid you not. It's horrific. Like, I'm not saying they should beat Fnatic, but it's just seemingly a new thing now. So anyway, it seems like CLG Red going to try and switch something up here. Going to go for that 4-1 play. Eventually joined by Potter here towards B. Going to try and utilize the Tech 9 in the hands of Dai as well, as she might be leading into this one when that pop flash comes up. But Goose Breeder's positioning again could completely do all of this in. Mia just needs to maybe bait them in a little bit, just kind of get their attention, get them distracted at this point. Here comes the flash, and here comes the push, and actually, great check comes out from Miss Harvey, clears out that corner instantly. Bomb site is into the hands of the T's. Clean plant gonna come down. 2 smokes as well still to utilize. They can cut off the corners and buy a little bit more time, make it incredibly hard here for Karma to retake.
1 smoke goes a little bit deep though, so actually when that nade could do the trick. Not gonna find Miss Harvey though, goes just a little bit past her. Trying to retake in a construction, there's Kath. Molotov comes out, but still, oh, Kath with a triple kill so quickly. Gets them their 5th, so CLG, a rare time they're able to hold on post-bomb plant, but they do get up towards 5 rounds in their terrace half. Now to switch sides, now to go to the easier defensive stand and see if they can replicate the success that Karma had.
Well, the thing is, it's a respectable scoreline now, but it's the way these rounds played out that kind of that's a worrying factor to my eyes, at least. And Karma showed some real fluency in how they played. If they find a little bit of that coming into their second half here, going to be very exciting to see. And I think I've already going to have to highlight again, Goose Breeder so proficient in this. Miss Harvey currently at the top for impact, if you want to look at it that way, for CLG as well. She has been playing pretty much above and beyond, but a couple more seconds is going to pass. And what's your, I didn't get your prediction on this map. What are you thinking? No, you've seen a half.
I don't do predictions.
Yeah, you do, Moses. Don't lie.
I actually have a superpower
Really?
in terms of predicting matches where the team that I predict generally just flat out loses. It's one of those curses.
Nice.
It started in Cluj. I think it picked it up somewhere in Romania.
I think a lot of things have been picked up in Romania, Moses.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get rid of it yet.
A couple of other people feeling that pressure right now. We miss you, Matt. Anyway. This is what I wanted to see if they actually do again. It's one thing that CLG, when I watch them, they pick up a lot of kind of mollies and utility all the way through. They did it on their T side. Now they're doing it on the CT. This worries me because now Karma is going to go all in on this one. B side is about to be hit here. Lineup's going to be made. Smoke's going to go down. Emily going to drop out the smoke towards where Dai is playing. That's going to come over pretty soon. And the nades to follow. Flash is there, and actually a nice bit of play coming out. The wall of smoke, lovely. Coming through from Karma. Actually, tell a lie.
Oh, they ran right through to CT spawn.
Yeah.
They're going to wrap around. Dai gets one kill, but there's Artstar with the second also. That is huge. What a play from Karma. Very aggressive. That wall of smoke doing its job, and no one from CLG realizing what's happening.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm amazed of this sort of play. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Looks a little bit like the play on towards Overpass, where you build that wall of smoke around the map, you get the plant, and then you set yourself there. To help things, though, Karma then went that step further, but it's retake time for CLG Red. They've got one head on the plate, but can they find any more? Rain has fought back, but Potter still fighting the good fight here for CLG Red. Going to be doing what she can. Going to take on Emily at the moment. Doesn't do much out of it, but now 1v1. Rain up against Kath. Rain, perfect flank on this. Actually, does need to take the fight here, can back away. Time is on her side, and Team Karma picking up the pistol, and in some style.
Yeah, that could be crippling, but what a tactical outplay from Team Karma. CLG Red not prepared for that whatsoever, and even when it happens, you can see they're so focused on the smoke, seeing if anyone's going to jump through to the bomb site. They're not prepared for that flank around. So really nicely done from Karma. That puts them up towards 11, and now, I mean, you can see CLG, they're feeling the pressure. They've got to buy into this round. They've got to try and reverse this immediately. So they have the pistols and armor. They have the 5.7s, the nades to utilize, trying to go for some kind of miracle second round win.
Well, at the moment, they need a miracle. Karma have turned up to play today. They are bringing out all the stops, and it's already showing. This is the semi-final, bearing in mind they are going for this one at the Intel Challenge at Katowice. Karma not messing around here at all. Mia going to be looking for any entries at this point. Of course, the SMGs, a lot of SMGs across the board. Not surprised by the P90 after seeing what was achieved before, but the nice little pop flash allows Dai to come out, pick up two. Great work from Dai. Karma fall. And now suddenly a little bit of caution. In case there was a follow-up, but they can recover those guns now as the rest of the play from Karma does force its way through towards A. But look at Potter. Great timing again, but found in the end by Rain. And now 3v3. Can there be any more damage done?
Yeah, this is a little bit of a bummer for CLG. They had two good opening kills, but not able to trade off the kills coming up middle. Diane's going to have to try and do something again here. She has two. She's going to pop flash herself through the smoke, running in backwards. She's finds within the bomb site, but Artstar with the perfect cover for her teammate. And now she can just toy with the remaining member of CLG. Miss Harvey has got to back away. And it looks like Team Karma, despite an early scare, they're going to survive. Although, actually, Miss Harvey repositioning very quickly. Karma wasn't ready for that, but now at 12 HP, there's nothing left for Miss Harvey to do.
I'm surprised those shots didn't connect towards Art, so they looked on them, maybe a little bit quick on the trigger, I guess, and wow, okay, Rain, just leap around and take Miss Harvey's head off, why not? But Karma now up 12-5. This is starting to look a bit worrying, Moses. This is not looking too pretty. Of course, it's the build-up of the back of the pistol, but this is not pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, CLG losing the pistol, but they have what they won in the second round. Diane with those two kills forces them into an A execution, and actually Potter and the other member up in mid, it was just individual battles. That smoke blocks off Potter and really isolates one member of CLG, so they can't find any more after that. Just a really good recovery from Team Karma, and now, knowing now that they're going up against no armor, you can see the MAC-10 on Goosebreeder, the SMG on Emulate as well. They're going to be able to rack up some kills, get some of that bonus money when they do decide to execute. But right now, just looking for anything tricky. Spread out across the map, just waiting for CLG to push.
CLG, good luck finding anything this round. You literally just hit pistols. You got the full head armor now for the T side, excuse me. So Kath actually going to do well to find anything. This is a very, very tough task. These are the kind of very true pistols. And again, Dai on the pistol is doing very, very well. And the one to follow. She excelled in that prior round towards Banana, but now Kath going to back away. find a bit of range, buy some time for Miss Harvey and Dai maybe to come over, and they can do some more work here. There are 2 guns down across this map now.
Yeah, but this position from Artstar and Pit, and all they can really salvage is a Tech 9 and a Mac 10, so not really too much for them to utilize. Especially, I mean, now that there's Artstar and Pit, you can take that battle at range, you have the rifle. CLG looks like they just want to set up for some exit kills, see if they can grab this AK-47 or this Galil when Team Karma decides to finally run away from the bomb. But actually, Artstar can just stay in pit. She has 100 HP. She could just survive there, but they're all going to try and retreat together through halls, it looks like. And no, actually, Artstar realizes that she can just chill here. So the bomb is going to go off, and Rain falls to it. And actually, Emily gets pressure put on her by Miss Harvey, but they move forward, and they've got a strong lead now, 13-5.
So, 13-5. CLG Red, this is your time to turn this one around. Now you've got the guns in your hands. You cannot let this slip. They need to go full Fnatic mode right now. They need to find back-to-back rounds. But again, Emily back on that AWP has been absolutely phenomenal for Karma as well, and they've got the mollies to support it and so much to play with here.
Well, now it's on the T side with this AWP, right? And it's a little bit more difficult to make that work. There's a lot of choke points, a lot of things that can be smoked off, a lot of places for nades to find you. So she's going to be under a lot of pressure to try and find an opening kill. But, I mean, if you look back towards Pistol Round, that execution they did was so clean. Just tactically outplayed CLG. If they have another one of those in the books, they could just end this map right here.
That's the thing. Maybe you'd assume they do, but why not play it out into the gun round? This is the big round. This is the one that could secure it. I'd love to see more of this, and this is a tactical side of CS that we didn't see last time in the tournament here, in the women's event, last Katowice. So it's lovely to see that touch of adaptation, that real clear strategy, that instant, like, this is the card we're going to play. It's brilliant to watch, and hopefully we get to see more of this. They still have a lot of utility with them, so I wouldn't be, putting it beyond maybe the fact we're going to see it. So Mia's going to be testing the water, at least trying to keep those players towards Be Busy, that being Dai and Miss Harvey. Now, those two have been doing very, very well here, but now it's going to come down towards A. This is an A hit if I've ever seen one. Mia might be able to wrap around a touch, but here we go. Potter and Kath going to hold this one together. Potter going to back away, give them some control here. Doesn't go for the pop flash off the back, and actually gives up a lot of control towards this map here.
Yeah, new pop flash coming out, doing it on the fly, and she's going to get one kill. Benita as well responds in pit. Now it's Benita in pit once again, supporting Potter so well. They trade 4 kills off, just down to Miha. There's no ground gain from Karma. And all she really has to do here is just to save this gun. 20 seconds left in the round and a 1-on-5. She just wants to bring it into the next round.
And the fortitude from Potter then to not over-peak, to not overplay it, and just kind of fall back to side, say, okay, well, you can take the arch, we'll give that up. I know you're not going to go through the spawn at the moment. We've still got players in the right place to note that. Let me play from the side. That lovely pop flash as well allowed her the control, almost baiting them and saying, hey, guys, look, I'll give you this much room. Take what you can, and then I'm going to pounce. It's just brilliantly done, so credit to Potter. And the more I watch her play, the more I become a fan. It's almost embarrassing at this point, Moses. I need to stop it. I need to stop.
Well, the cool thing, too, is when she makes that kind of a passive play, when she falls back into the bomb site, she's actually sucking them into a crossfire where Benita's in pit and is able to just kind of transfer aim. Once she gets that 1 kill in halls, she doesn't have to worry about her flank whatsoever. So she combines with a couple kills to help Potter out. But either way, now it's this round where Tech 9s, 4 of them out for Team Karma. They don't have much armor. They've taken a lot of damage, actually, from nades. Really well done by CLG to soften up this attack before it even begins. It is going to be some kind of a B execute. All 5 members of Karma over in Banana, so it's going to be on Miss Harvey and Dai to make this work.
And this is the first real test of them. We saw it in the pistol, but I don't think we can quite equate that to this all around. And 3 smokes still on the board. Maybe we're going to see a very similar presence. Curious to see if that's maybe the plan here. Not quite the case. There's similar smokes towards site, one towards CT, and actually it's not too far beyond it, but Miss Harvey will have the angle, has the spray. That's 3, that's 4, and hell, Artstar just helps her out in that matter. Brilliant stuff from Miss Harvey, not being phased, taking the challenge. A little dangerous if a pop flash came through that smoke, but hell, she gets it, and again, CLG Red step another one onto the board.
That smoke from her teammate on rep side was actually really, really nicely timed. That plume just as the execution was coming in. Really kind of ruined Karma's dreams at making that hit work. And actually the ace even being stolen from Miss Harvey, that's a little bit of a bummer with the team kill.
Aww. Sometimes they just come and go, Moses.
No fun. No fun from Team Karma. And now actually fast pace and stops just before the crosshair. This is going to be
Kath.
4-man waterfall out halls, but that Molotov slows everything down.
Well, you know what they say, don't go chasing waterfalls, Moses. As Kath already going to back away perfectly. Good pacing to this, but actually has to switch up out of bullets here, and now Karma pounces. And everything seems to come full circle at this point. Dai has already swung to the action, but Rain's picked up a rifle, and Rain is doing damage. That's already 2. Oh, Rain was about to go wild, but Dai at least will save the day for now. And now, finally, CLG Red get themselves back into this game. Dai, though, having to really pick up the pieces, and that started to get a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, those were some really nice trades by Karma coming up into that A bomb site. So Diane does get over there and save the day, and that was minimal investment for the T side. So, I mean, a little bit scary for CLG. They had won 3 in a row, and actually, I mean, despite getting the 3 players dying that last round, they have plenty of money built up behind all of this. So their bank is actually very, very strong. So Karma, this could be the beginning of another comeback for CLG Red. They've got to be careful. Karma's got to put something on the board soon. Was that a TLC reference that I heard?
Did it just hit you around later?
I was trying to figure out which 90s pop band the name was.
Pop band? You can't do that to TLC.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't realize that you had some kind of investment in there.
I'm a financial backer, actually. No. You know, just like to pretend to actually care about something, Moses. It's going to be a long day, isn't it? 13 plays to 8, as Henry likes to say. And Potter gonna have the peak. Lovely little angle on that one, and actually R-Star gonna fall for it. And now Potter adjusts well, maybe expecting a bit of a flex back from the rest of Karma. Not gonna find it, backs away, and again, this nice kind of posturing between aggression and then having the kind of presence of mind to fall back in the right time and adjust. Potter could be greeting them here towards CTH, but they have pushed up. This time with the op, she's gone back in, and she gets another thing almost lined up behind that. But Benita, again, will be part of this crossfire, part of this play, and lovely swing out on the peak as Kath was on the site, and CLG Red are back in this one. 13-9, sure, it's a little bit dangerous, a little bit scary. You can't have too many mistakes, but they are building these rounds now back to back.
Yeah, great damage done early by Potter, first in those halls, but you can see this offense from Team Karma, much like the struggle that CLG had. I mean, this is very difficult business. The defense is holding strong on this map.
But the difference is, at least to me, is that CLG Red would get the entries, they would get the site, they just wouldn't be able to hold them. This time we're not quite seeing that, and Potter going to take an aggressive peek down mid. Lovely could, oh, that nade, if it was lined up, that could have maybe done a lot more here.
Still does great damage to Miha, down to 39 HP, so she catches that one just a little bit. Now Potter playing under porch, she's going to throw a nade out of her own, and actually that might do some damage, but Karma just stops moving forward at the right moment. And actually look at the mobility of Potter now. She peeks mid, she was lane side, now she's going over towards Wrap to grab the corner. She's also got Kath and Library to help her out.
Don't make me more of a fan, Moses. I'm going to have to be taken away from this stage pretty soon, but it does seem as though the Wrap is coming through, and now Kath is pretty much surrounded, but little does she know that Rain is right on the doorstep, and already Rain does find Kath, but can't do much more with this one, and I don't know where the gun's gone actually at this point. I don't think it really matters as Potter and Dai are doing the heavy lifting, and there we go. Bomb plant denied, and CLG Red gets another one on the board.
Yeah, that is a bit of a bummer, right? Because they get that kill on Kath, but she actually didn't even have a rifle in that round. Knowing it's going to be an eco, she just kept a pistol. That's so there was no gun to go anywhere after that. And you can see...
I was confused.
Yeah, it's all right.
Thanks, Moses.
Just clearing things up. It's my job. So Karma... I mean, they get that one kill, but they can't find any rifle to salvage to make anything, try and make anything happen in that round. Now, though, you can see Emily. Karma wants to try and control this off battle. Emily's got one of her own, and Potter goes a little bit more passive this time.
And I think this is one of the first times we're actually seeing the AWP v AWP head-to-head on this side. One's had one of the AWPs, and I think it was Emily first, I'm not too sure, but they have very rarely faced off against each other, so this is going to be a nice little approach from it. And Goosebreeder, a player I pointed out in the first half, has been quite quiet on this, so I'm imagining there's going to be a flash and a smoke in eventually for her, if not just holding the angle for now, as Rain and R-Star do get that apps control, just showing presence, denying a little bit of the map control, bearing in mind that CLG Red did show theirs down towards Banana, the double smoke going to go down there, so trying to make sure the Team Karma has some room to work with and force maybe towards this A play that so far has been met brilliantly by Benita, Kath, and Potter.
Yeah, Potter once again holding this angle off and actually sees the op barrel, and Emily slides out a little bit too far, not realizing how exposed she is. Now it's a double pit play for CLG. They've got to be careful. One up lane. Benita finds that one. She's going to be Molotov'd out though, but there's Kath to back her up. They both eventually do fall, but it is a 3-on-2, and Potter can play this one passively. She can wait for her teammates to rotate over. Miss Harvey's going to go for a bit of a flank. And it's Diane who's going to be coming through CT spawn, but Rain wants to push right through the smoke. Are they going to be prepared for this? Potter's not. That catches her off guard, although it is traded out by Diane. Now just Artstar in the pit in a 1-on-2.
Artstar spots one. Gonna swing out on the other, gets the drop, but can't land the shot. Miss Harvey secures the round. These rounds are what I was gonna be looking at. The retakes, how coordinated are they? Can they keep themselves together? Because it was a present issue in the previous half, but now they've got things smoothed down. They're ready for this. Dai has had a massive upswing, especially on these retakes, and we have a timeout. So a little bit of a sigh of maybe, not relief I'd say for Miss Harvey then, but it was like a, all right, we're doing good now. We've forced the timeout to come in. We're on the right track.
Yeah, this defense is really, really holding strong for CLG.
Yep.
I mean, you could just see, look at the amount of money. That's the difference. You nailed it, is that, I mean, CLG was at least getting entries, getting the bomb planted during their terrace half, so the money for Karma on their CT side was essentially low the whole time. They're always in danger of being reset. Now, I mean, for CLG, it's a completely different story. They can feel so comfortable because Diane has $12,000 in the bank right now. She can drop weapons to her teammates. They're sitting really, really nice, and still no answer on these gun rounds for Team Karma. Now it's a little bit scary.
And a little bit surprising considering how well set they looked, especially on the first half. It was like, okay, these guys got it sorted, they're fine. But then the first pistol round came in, you're like, wow, okay, that's a lovely set piece come out. And then you'd assume maybe into the default gun rounds or how they like to play it out, or maybe kind of a specialist play could come through. But we haven't really seen much towards that. We've seen generally these kind of A hits. They don't get much banana control. Generally, it's Miss Harvey and Dai doing those deep smokes down there, having a lot of presence there throughout the round. And then you see the kind of response coming out from Team Karma, pushing themselves in towards the apartments and getting it back then. And then eventually the A-hit comes out and there's everyone else kind of coming into the mixture from CLG Red. And they've just not been losing out on that at all. The crossfire, as you pointed out on the first time we saw it, I think when Potter kind of felt very passive towards the site with the M4, the crossfire they create and they funnel in is actually very, very successful so far.
Yeah, and even on a more basic level, you can just see CLG members, they looked a little bit tentative, maybe not fully warmed up when this match started, but now they're much more confident in their peaks, they're taking their fights. Diane's come alive, she's at 21 and 15, Miss Harvey's got 17. I mean, it's just a good effort from those two leading the way, and then actually the other three members are all tied at 14, so a pretty solid effort all across the board. On the other side for Karma, it's Rain, who's been stellar. I mean, at least on the CT side, she was a huge factor. She's got 25 kills. But someone on this team is going to have to be the playmaker on T side to get things started.
Let's find out if they can maybe find someone to do just that, make the plays, and that smoke misses actually. So they don't have that deep smoke on Banana for once, and look at this, Miss Harvey and Dai go down for the peak, but don't get punished for it. But suddenly Kath and Potter getting aggressive down mid. Potter's got her back, Kath holding second mid, and these missed smokes have actually cost a hell of a lot here for CLG Red. Now Kath is out in the open, gets down one. Poor communication from Karma then to allow Kath to find Rain, leaving it in this 3v3. Dai solo at B, we've got two towards A. Artstar still has a foot towards the apps, but maybe Karma trying to work this out. They know that Miss Harvey's been playing that B site. Maybe they could find something here, but then again, Dai's been playing out of her mind at the moment. Pick your poison at this point.
What a cool aggressive call from CLG. Out of the tactical pause for Team Karma, they just say, we're not going to let you execute whatever it is you just talked about. We're going to be the ones that take the fight to you. We're going to push down mid. And now a little bit of a gamble, actually. So CLG rotating two members over towards the B bomb site, putting a lot of faith in Benita. She's got a good angle towards Pit. But they're going to live and die by this defense at the B site. Mihawk, Goosebreeder, Artstar lining up for the execution. Potter misses the initial one. There goes the Molotov, and she can't run through that. She's in red HP, but actually she finds a gap around it. Diane ends it anyways. She doesn't want no scrubs. She gets 2 kills.
And now down to Artstar in this 1v2. Potter and Benita know exactly where she is. Actually, Artstar's trying to take a bit of a shot there, and Potter a little slow on the trigger. Benita watching the push up and not going to have any of it. Benita closes down, and ladies and gents, we are back to a very close scoreline now. Karma's brilliant lead at the start has been pretty much snapped in two. CLG Red bringing this one back and getting themselves on the board. Outstanding performances from pretty much everyone at this point for the CT side.
Yeah, and now you can see them like loosen up. You know, they're smiling, they're laughing, they're having a good time. It's actually Karma who's feeling the stress of it.
Definitely. And again, I'd say more than anyone, CLG Red generally are the team that you'd say have the experience to be able to deal with that a lot more than maybe Team Karma mentally. Team Karma may be a little newer to some of these instances. Of course, some very veteran players there, but above all, you look at your Potters, your Miss Harveys as these kind of veterans throughout CS. in various versions. So you'd assume maybe they have that mental fortitude to keep themselves calm no matter what the instance. Anyway, Kath is going to hear at least a couple of footsteps at this point. She knows that there's a couple of players working their way through apps, that being R-Star and Rain now. Smoke comes out, but Kath can still see exactly where they push.
Yeah, and Potter on the other side as well. She's got that angle. She finds one more kill. She's been devastating, and Kath is going to be here to back her up. She does eventually fall, but Kath actually, she could have done way more in that position, but she misses a couple shots. Now it's on Benita. She gets the dink, but she can't finish off the kill. 3-on-2 situation, and the rotations are still very far. Miss Harvey, once again, is going for this big flank. Diane's going to have to hold him off initially, and actually here comes Miss Harvey, but she's making a lot of noise. Miha should know exactly where Miss Harvey's coming from, but she's going to be the point on this retake. And actually Miha with the backstab, she's going to be able to do it. She finds Diane and she crushes the dreams. Miss Harvey does burn out Artstar, but it's too late. Finally, Karma get a gun round on the board on the offensive half, but now it's the dangerous. They cannot get reset here.
P90 is out to play. Why not? If it's given you success in the past, but on such an imperative round, this is terrifying. Gonna take some guts to pull this one off. So here we go, back into this round, round 27. This is going all the way. This could be one of those close matchups. And again, Potter switching up towards B this time with Miss Harvey. Gonna go for that peek, but look, the car is burning alive, and Potter's still gonna try and get a bit of a presence, and actually has the angle on this one. Can't land the shot. Has to back away, but no, goes back in for more.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She's gonna hold this angle. She wants to find her kill. She's gotta be very careful. She gets blind, she lands the shot anyways, but she is exposed right now. They're gonna be able to spam through this board. And now Potter wisely just gets out of there. Stays alive, gives her team a man advantage in a huge, crucial round. And moving forward, there's 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be up to Karma to figure something out. They have lost a member out towards Banana, so they want to at least establish control. And there's some damage exchange by Rain and Kath. Rain getting the better there. Kath's got to be forced to be a little bit more passive.
So, see if CLG can keep themselves in this game. Kath could be the one on CTR. She's time lovely pop flash to get herself into this. The spray down comes out. Only trades out one, but information gathered. But look where that bomb is. Potter knows what's up. Potter is going to be a big player in this. She needs to back away, but just at the time she could have made a shot. Adjust well, hits, but doesn't get the kill. That's Artstar tagged up. Potter needed to land these, and Potter can't hit a shot now. Suddenly backs away, goes back in, and Emily going to be just buying a bit of time here, but time enough for the rest of CLG Red to get around it, and I don't know how Potter is still alive.
No, I have no clue as well. One's elevated, and there she is, finally cleaned out. Teammates are both here, though, Benita and Diane. And actually, Benita spots one, Emily to the right, but she's all alone. She's isolated, but there's that P90 at work. Doing the damage, and now Diane in a 1-on-3, and she almost has, I mean, this triangle set up here from Team Karma, it's so difficult to deal with, so Diane might just want to fall away, but it's so hard to do, because this is going to give Team Karma up to 15. They're going to be on map point now. They've recovered nicely after an entire half of being stalled out, essentially, on these gun rounds. They found 2 in succession. The money, there's another buy out of CLG, but they have no more left after this. It doesn't really matter, because if Karma wins again, they just take the map. But this comeback seems to have stalled out just a little bit here.
Bit of a shame to see at this point. Frustration on the CLG Red side, I can imagine. This is not how you want to lose games of this sort of conjecture. Already Gooseberry going to be trading a little bit towards Banana and actually taking a little bit more than she's given. But still, this has been a nice turnaround of things from Karma. This is, well, this was a phenomenal first half of this map for them, and it then kind of fizzled out a little, but here we go. What could they have into this one? Double stack towards CT Arch as well.
Yeah, nice pop flash peek from Diana. Good trades come out. Her and Miss Harvey establish control of Banana. Miss Harvey's taking a lot of damage. And actually, Kath even cheating over on the rotate. There's no more presence at B for Karma, but because the HP is so low, they have to be cautious of this.
But then again, Potter's been playing here the whole time. She's been pretty much a veteran at that exact spot. But look where the T side's going. Miss Harvey is in trouble. She's still got a smoke to put down, but she's going to need help. She's got 9 HP. The T side. Here we go. Mollies go down. This is it. Miss Harvey needs to buy time, needs to be able to do something here. Gonna play as passive as possible as the push-up comes in. Miss Harvey gets one, but she can't do any more. She did as much as she possibly could. Kath quick on the rotate, though. Gonna get over there with Potter. Bomb is going down as we speak. In towards Depot. Kath gets the tag, gets the frag. And CLG live to fight another day, just about.
Yeah, Plant comes in as well, though, so some bonus money goes the way of Karma. And with 2 wins in a row, they should have enough money to buy here, though. Actually, as I say that, Rain and Goose Breeder are still very low, so they might actually choose to just save this round and just play for the win on the very last round of the match. And no, actually, they buy out here.
Really?
So they're just going to go for it. Emily, why not?
I guess
she's
the
a big fan of the
P90
P90. It's a little bit cheaper. The Tech 9 comes out for Goose Breeder. But still, a little bit light on utility across the board otherwise. Rain, no nades whatsoever. Artstar's only got a smoke flash. Miha only has a flashbang. So big advantage here for CLG, and this is a crucial round. If they're able to win this, the next round, Karma's buy is going to be even worse. So it'd be a great opportunity to force overtime.
All right, here we go. Can the Tech 9 P90 duo do anything? And Emily going to be the one with a little bit more utility as well. So she has to kind of play that role into this round and support the others and then become present, which is, I can imagine, mildly frustrating, but I'm sure she can deal with it. I'm going to go down, going to try and maybe get some control into World's Apps. They have been actually relatively successful in taking Apps control, but very little beyond that apart from just dying towards Boiler. They've been rarely making the big plays out of maybe Balcony that we saw from like NIP, for example, starting to utilize Apps a hell of a lot more, maybe Threat pulling that one out of his playbook. But back to this game, Potter at CT Arch has been huge. Can she do it again? Can he just hold the angle? Last time around, I think it was actually Emily who gave her the shot, almost just peeking out a little too early. So this time, not going to be the case. And again, Miha and Goose Breeder are still on Banana, so there could be a bit of a switch up of play here. But Potter just finds Artstar. Great beginning to this round, but died. What the hell was that? Just looking the wrong way at the wrong time. They're still going to be pushing through these flashes. Kath and Potter on route, but Miss Harvey doing what Crims does best. Just lines them up and knocks them down. Great play from Miss Harvey. Now leaving just Emily in this, in a 1v3. The P90's good, but not good enough. Potter keeps them alive as well. Brilliant play from the 2 veterans in this one. 3 for Miss Harvey, 2 for Potter, and another one on the board for CLG Red.
Actually, I was just looking over on the stage, and Miss Harvey standing up, cheering out of her seat. So pretty intense. A really nice hold from her there, making him run through the Molotov, getting a blind kill, just lining him up very, very effectively. And now this is that really dire situation for Team Karma, where now they have no AKs. They don't even have the P90. It's just the Tech 9s and the pistols. The economy is completely gone for them. 15-14.
As has my sanity, Moses. As has my sanity. Or dignity, you can pick which. All right, Tech 9s. What have you got for us today? We've got the smokes coming out, but Potter, Kath, and Benito will be the ones to deal with what is flooding their way very, very soon. And there's actually a little bit of utility here, so I wanted to see those smokes coming through. And here we go, the flood begins. Kath enjoys it, but now Rain actually finds one back, but it is a CLG lockdown so far. But can Emily and Goose Breeder do anything, or are we going overtime, Moses? Are we going all the way today? Yes, we are, and there we have it, 15-15. This is not done just yet. We are going for a long day of CSGO.
The map itself looked really dire for CLG, and then the comeback started looking a little bit scary as Karma found a way to get a couple on the board at the end, but finally they completed. They force overtime here in this first map.
Yanko is up for this day. Look at this guy. I've never seen him look so happy. It's unreal. It's kind of terrifying. Can someone get security to remove him, please? Send help. But 15-15. This is map 1, so I'm not going to be like overly into it yet because we saw the difference, right? We saw the difference with the second half coming out from CLG Red. So there's still a lot of room to move here. The thing for me is how warmed up was CLG at the start of the day, because they looked pretty shaky, if I'm honest, literally missing shots that they normally hit. But then again, Karma were looking pretty good on the CT side, so it's these sort of things.
I mean, this CT side, the defense, this is the thing. Both teams have struggled to find success on the T side. Karma's actually, with only 2 gun rounds in the second half, they're very fortunate that they won that pistol. But we didn't see, I mean, they won that largely based on the tactic they used. That's something they could have actually, I'd like to see them do that on a gun round. Why not? It works so well on pistol round. If they do it on a gun round, that could be one way they find success. And in this overtime, it might just take 1 terrorist round to just win this map.
And the way Potter and Dai and Miss Harvey were playing the site actually would favor that pretty well. They do go relatively aggressive early on, but we've seen copious amounts of time. Karma do get control of Banana and then try and build off the back of it. So I don't think it'd be a bad idea to go for, actually. And as you said, why not give it a try? If you're struggling this much, you might as well try and throw out a curveball if you have a lead, as they did. But maybe just kind of stuck with their head in the game going, don't worry, guys, eventually we've got to get around, right? But then it ends up getting to overtime, and we are going all the way here. So it will be CLG Red on the CT side, Team Karma on the T side.
What are they going to bring out to start this off? Emily's back on the AWP. She hasn't been able to have it for quite some time just because their money situation has been so dire. But because of the rules of overtime, 10,000 start money easily picked up. 4 Molotovs as well left for the terrorist side. All 5 smokes still on the board. It's going to be CLG playing this very passively, just going to wait this out, try and run down the clock a little bit. It is just a standard default setup for Team Karma. 2 players taking control of Banana, 2 taking control of apartments, and 1 down at the middle stairs just watching for any kind of aggression, any kind of peek, but no one from CLG wants to be the one to give up a free kill. Very passive play from both teams here.
And this is exactly the same setup as we saw in the last tile, or at least the same beginning that they like to go for Miho and Goose Breeder working up towards B, and then again, the presence through Boiler, but you've got 2 players sat there towards CTR who will give you enough room, basically, to, enough rope to hang yourself with there. Potter gets one, gets even the tag towards the second, and sure, eventually R-Star does burn alive, but doesn't really matter at that point, as the job did get done. Now Dai gonna be watching the push through, great positioning, gets down 1, gets down 2, and the lockdown again. CLG just coming alive now in this.
Yeah, that's an incredible defense. Last time, this is the thing we saw, Miss Harvey had that stellar B hold towards the end of the end of the regulation. And that was when Diana had actually gotten aggressive out Banana. As soon as there was any presence over towards A, she actually pushed forward and got picked off. This time, she's a little bit more disciplined, knowing that's a possibility, knowing, learning from that mistake. She recovers very, very nicely. Again, though, Karma, this time it's going to be 4 members over towards the A bomb site. Only 1, Miha, playing very passively. And look at Potter. She wants to get aggressive. Oppa scoped in. She finds the first kill. She's able to get away as well. Artstar does not want to pressure it whatsoever. So another round where Potter gives her team a man advantage.
Potter's great. I like Potter. Wingardium Leviosa.
That is where she got her name, by the way.
Really?
It is from Harry Potter.
That just makes my life so much better.
Yeah.
You have no idea how happy that makes me. Big fan of Harry Potter. Yeah, I had a little cry about, Snape. Very upsetting times. Anyway, back to... Oh, producer, don't you dare. All right, we are back in this. I'm going to focus up here because this is actually going to be, again, pretty interesting as Potter, who is now seemingly my idol, might have had a bit of trouble there, but they actually back towards quad for a second. Now Benita playing towards pit, watching the push out from apartments, now has the pressure of 3 players pushing through quad. Cast holding towards site, the crossfire holding strong so far for CLG, not gonna flinch and not gonna falter. Brilliant stuff again from CLG, lines him up, knocks him down, and another one on the board in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, that's just late in the round. Karma has no utility for that kind of an execute, and they just run into the blender. Nothing to flush Benita out of her position. She's been playing behind that pole, I mean, pretty much this entire second half. And she's just been very effective at defending any kind of apartments hit. So now Karma, I mean, there is a pause coming out, so I'm assuming this is some kind of tactical for the last round of their overtime.
Maybe discussing second half as well, I hope, because otherwise it's a bit weird to call the timeout right now. So,
yeah.
Okay. But hey, make the most of it, I guess. At the end of the day, this is a very important tournament. This is everything to them at the moment. And you can see the difference in CLG Red, right? That's the thing. At the start of the game, they did look pretty tense. They look pretty which isn't very CLG Red-like. If you ever see these girls out and about, they are the kind of fun, they are the light-hearted girls that will have, great mentality and great attitudes towards it. But they looked a little somber almost, a little bit, not quite there yet in the opening stages. But now, chilled out, having fun, and that's when they become dangerous. That's when you start getting worried. It's like, okay, if they're relaxed, hitting these shots, this is going to be a hard game. So Karma having to go all the way here after what was such a convincing first half. It's not transitioned well in towards overtime.
No, but this is the thing. All they need is 1. Neither team had a lot of success on their terrorist half. The big worry, though, is that, like you said, CLG looks much more alive than they were in the first half. So, I mean, if they bring this into their terrorist side on overtime, could be a situation where they're just able to grab 1 quick round. That's why this is so crucial for Karma to get. They haven't been able to find success early on in these rounds. Potter has been a monster with this AWP, finding advantages, finding kills. Nade rains in, doesn't do much damage, and Goose Breeder lines up a smoke here. Actually, she's blocked out by the smoke, so this is a really cool lineup that she's doing.
Is it with the leap? Or did she have to wait? I'm not sure.
She lined up with a shadow and then had to jump over the smoke to spot everything. So that's actually really, really cool. Now she's actually going to run through a Molotov, though, and she's just burning alive.
Oh, no.
100 HP Molotov ends that quickly.
Not like this. Anything but this. And the CZ comes out. It only managed to fire one, but now down to the last two on the T side, making it count. Actually is Emily and Miha. 2v2. Di and Miss Harvey, the B team. A little bit sounds maybe offensive, but it is the team who's going to play and be on the retake here. Nice work towards the first. Emily's going to go on the swing. Gets down one. Sprays wildly and gets it. What a way to lose that round.
Yeah, that is crushing. What a 1-on-2 for Emily to win. None more important. And while she's feeling happy and the teammates are very happy that she wins that, it's the other side. It's Miss Harvey who's probably thinking that she had to have had that kill.
Yeah, you just had that like, how?
Yeah, just waiting for one of the balls to connect and I just couldn't find the mark.
It's always the moment you just had like internally going, why would you push? Why would you push me there?
Yeah.
Why would you do it? Screw you. It's great. It's such a lovely feeling when timing comes into things. You just want to cry. I might have a little cry in the corner soon, Moses. It might happen. Yeah, Harry Potter, a little closet. I'm just going down under the stairs. They'll cry.
Still on the Harry Potter.
I can't get over it. You have no idea how much that now means to me.
Well, it's how fitting. It's like coming full circle. I had that Gryffindor tie on earlier.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I made a Slytherin pun that no one heard. It really upset me.
Really?
Yeah. I actually insulted you on the desk with it, I think.
Good.
Good. But yeah, no one heard it. I was trying to think of a way, for Hufflepuff, but that's quite hard. Huff and Puff, maybe you could have got him, but not sure. Very difficult. We'll work on it.
Speaking of difficult, is going to be these terrace rounds, picking up 2 for CLG.
Still trying to transition to being professional.
Seamless, just consummate professional.
Make
Emily's going to use this Molotov very early on in the round, though. Actually, that's a lot of utility used for the CT side. Very, very early on. There's a minute and a half left in the round, and there is banana control for CLG. Miss Harvey, once again, the one leading the way up towards the car. Potter grabbing this angle in middle. She's found a couple kills this way. But she does have Emily with an AWP of her own on the left side of mid. That flash is going to force her back, so now she can grab an angle, but Emily just runs all the way back to the bomb site.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of comparisons can be drawn between the way Potter and Emily have been playing this sort of spot. They played kind of similar roles throughout this game, and this was the head-to-head that we were actually excited for. I know the desk brought it up. Now Potter looking for opportunities, leading the way, already getting presence and dominance towards CT Arch, allows her the presence towards quad to peer through, maybe towards pit, see what's going on. But even the fact she's not seeing people is information alone, say careful of balcony, and actually, I'll start going walkabouts. This could be good.
The timing. Benita was actually watching for that push. Oh, this is going to be devastating. They're not prepared for this. It's going to be a free kill for Artstar. Benita falls, now peeking out towards mid. Kath has low HP. She can't fall to a single bullet, and actually now look at the read, the information that's been gathered. 2 members rotating. Rain and Emily are already over at the B bomb site. This hit is going to be so difficult for CLG.
And they have very little to get in towards this site with. Already Goosebreeder and Miha just playing the corners, waiting for them to try and make their presence known. And here we go. Nice challenge from CLG Red. All together, peeking, and Kath just flies out, gets Goosebreeder down. They have the site, but you mentioned it. Karma quick on the rotate. Going to be able to get here pretty early now. Bomb down. These were the situations that CLG Red really struggled with in regular time. Now going to be disciplined, going to be ready. And let's see the difference already. Those mollies starting to roast Karma. And there we go. The spread comes out. And what is up with the amount of molly kills during this game? Can someone tweet me, please, and let me know how many kills have been by a molly? Oh, God, there's going to be more. What am I saying? Why am I encouraging it? But Miss Harvey holds on and gets down 2. Great stuff in the end coming up from CLG Red. As last time around, they struggled parlously on holding those retakes.
Well, it looked for a second there like Karma was going to be able to do just another retake, and that Molotov comes out at the perfect moment. Not only gets 1 kill, but prevents them from moving forward whatsoever, buys more time for CLG. And that's an incredible take of that B bomb site, just because Karma had already rotated 2 members over there. There were 4 players on the defense, essentially at that bomb site, and still CLG gets 2 clean entries. Now it's a really scary situation for Karma to be in. CLG is on map point 18. We're looking for 19 for the winning team. Emily has no armor into this round whatsoever. So a little bit scary now, and it's going to be Artstar to challenge. Benita once again finds that kill. Benita not prepared for it.
Yeah, and Artstar's been pretty prolific at playing towards these apps. The timing was pretty impressive last time around. We'll take that aside, but actually gaining control quite consistently throughout this and making it extremely difficult for CLG Red. However, they did operate at a player loss previously, so I'm sure they can maybe build something into this. But so far, keeping eyes towards CT Arch. Emily going to be the one to be on the receiving end if they do actually commit towards this. Then again, showed some real class first time we got to see it. And now, Emily again holding the pusher. Oh, I just saw Sadicus. Nice of him to turn up. Potter. Going to be waiting, still looking for options here. Those nades not connecting as much as possible, so they're going to be pretty close to this jump off. 40 seconds left. They are going to go for this now. Rain on the side. Emily holding CTRs just as she looks away. The push comes in, but it doesn't matter. She is nailing him to the ground. Unbelievable stuff from Emily and closes it. This is, again, a dominant display.
Yeah, really nice round. That second shot, especially the flick onto the head, was good stuff. So once again, Team Karma 17-18 now. The ability, we talked about their economic situation, but they barely take any losses that round. So they're going to have a full buy into this one. No one has to worry about anything, and it's a last chance for CLG. Again, they have a map point. And is Karma going to be able to force an overtime? The second overtime.
You were so good at counting at the start of the day. You were all I had. 17-18, double overtime. Hell, by the time this game is done, or at least this map is done, maybe Henry could join us as well. Everyone's gonna be together.
Bad boys of Bucharest.
All right, Goosebreeder and Miha gonna be trying to get that banana control. Miss Harvey and Dai on the other side. So these two have been kind of consistently facing off. Though, you know, Miss Harvey and Dai were the players holding B as well, so it's kind of a nice little battle going on. Good consistency throughout, but see how successful they are, as they are still waiting to see if there's any aggression. Bearing in mind, CLG threw that curveball by just rushing down mid on their CT side not too long ago, so kind of nice to see maybe a little bit of that thrown in there. But then again, CLG are on to match point, so really Karma do need to bring their A game here, but it does look like a B hit's coming out. 4 players now lined up, looking focused in on this one. Curious to see what they go for here. Is Goosebreeder and Miha to hold this together though?
Smoke just comes out now, and actually CLG may want to run right through this. If they stand behind this smoke, they have no presence over at the A bomb site, so this will start to get painfully obvious. And as you can see, I mean, Emily is already cheating over, because there's no noise being made, and the smoke is just stalling them out. Finally, now here comes the execution onto the B bomb site. Molotovs are out. Miha's boosted up. She's got to do some work. Up top, she doesn't even find one. They find her, but it's Rain to grab 2. And Goosebreeder is still just biding her time in the back of the site. She's going to get a... No, she's not. She can't connect. Cat does find it. Down to a 3-on-3 situation. And another retake for Karma.
But Kath's... Oh, not again. Benita goes down, but not fully down and out yet. 3v3. Emily finds Benita. This is the beginning they need. That's a step to the right direction. Potter replies towards Rain. Emily tries to surge forward, but can't get it done. Potter holds on, but now Kath, only on 12 HP. Has to stay alive, and Artstar comes up when it matters. And the diffuser's coming in. This is going to be a long day, Moses. I might need another coffee.
And of course, it happens on another retake for Karma. This is incredible for them. Beautiful stuff. And CLG just cannot hold on to these bomb sites once they get the plant down. So nicely done. I mean, it's a little bit unfortunate. There were more Molotovs for CLG to use, but because of the pressure that was being applied from Karma early on in the retake, they couldn't find the safety to actually get them out, to get them into the choke points.
It's got to be frustrating for CLG Red. It's got to be.
Yeah.
After what was such a brilliant comeback, to then have to kind of face this issue again, this situation again. After what looked so good initially, you're thinking they got it in the bag. The round that cost them the clean victory is actually the exact same way that they lost a lot of those rounds throughout regular time. So going to be a difficult one for them to rebound from. Hopefully they can keep themselves focused in this and keep themselves in that light heart, kind of, you know, the very nice mentality they had before. However, for Team Karma, again, their CT side is where they seem to shine. That's when they look really quite dominant. Emily comes into her own. She holds CT Arch like an absolute champ, as did Potter, but lovely kind of contrast of style there as well, but real similarities in certain aspects. So credit where it's due. Goosebreeder on B as well, buying time.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to really shine on their CT sides, but whoever gets that T side down could really start nailing this game.
Yeah, for me on Karma, it's Rain who, on this defense, she's able to get double kills pretty consistently when they come to her bomb site, to whichever one she's playing. So she's been a huge factor for Team Karma to make this strong. She's sitting up at 29 kills, and actually Emily has caught up to her as well. So now into double overtime. CLG still on the terrorist side. And here's the thing, the CT economy is kind of brutal. So if they're able to get this opening round, we saw the last overtime, Emily had to go armorless for an AWP. Once again, going for that pop flash peek, but she's not clearing it all the way, doesn't want to commit to it. And Potter, it looks like she's going to take the challenge, but she knows Emily's been playing on that left side, so she's got to flash her back before she does that.
Potter. Going to be given actually the initial peek, so she's going to be able to hold that if she wanted to, but no. Going to try and work her way through. Emily's already backed a little further, playing just outside of library at this point. And again, bomb still in T-spawn. CLG like to play this down pretty much every single time. Just get the little bit of the top of mid control. Try and build off the back of it. A slow presence, slow play, and no mistakes being made here from Team Karma. No aggression really coming out. They want to ensure that this goes as smoothly as possible. And it looks like we're going to see that A hit coming through. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, once again, it's Emily on this wrap side. Having the angle, they're going to have to flash her back. It looks like this is going to be a split towards the B bomb, so that smoke comes out. That's going to block her. Nade is the response. It's going to do decent damage. Actually, there's Miha with a nice headshot. Bomb is at the base of Banana, and Emily feels the pressure. She gets into library, but actually CLG's already making their way towards the B site. This defense is going to have to be so strong from Goose Breeder and Miha. Both of them grouped up towards the back, and it's up to CLG to find them here.
Yeah, Potter's playing a patient game, but they need to clear these corners out and do it pretty fast. They still have a couple of mollies, but they need to be used because already the rotates coming in. They are now pinched between a rock and a hard place. Miss Harvey's trying to dig her way out of it, but already Rain going to come into it. Miha with the spray down. Finally gets put to bed by Potter, but there's still one on the site. More than enough to shut this one out.
So smart by Karma, no one peeking in that site, just using the time, the clock of the round as like another teammate. And you could see CLG was so confused where the defense was being held, so they had to try and clear out Banana. They thought maybe they were there, they had pushed and couldn't find anyone, so that just gets stalled out. A good idea, but the execution does not work. And now here's again the switch up for Team Karma. Double op setup, Goose Breeder picks one up as well. And she's gonna bring that over towards Banana, towards the B bomb site, but the attack, it's a very similar setup to the last round. CLG with 4 members in ult mid at the moment. Rain on the stairs, walks right into a chicken.
Nice analysis.
And Heartstar is going to be in bedroom looking for anyone to jump up, anyone to try and clear this out. There's going to be a slow flank coming up the stairs, and actually Rain, she's going to bide her time. She swings out a boiler, finds that kill. Kath has the angle now, gets traded off, but it all goes Karma's way. They slaughter this attack so quickly, it's down to just Potter in a 1-on-4.
I have a feeling we're going like triple OT right now. Unless Potter pulls off some magic. Yeah. I want to make Harry Potter jokes all day long. I really do.
There's a lot of inspiration here as you're going to see her walking around.
I just want it to go to like Cobble, so then like it could be a Hogwarts.
A whole Hogwarts thing?
Yeah. That'd be amazing. I really hope so. Anyway.
They do like Cobble as a map. It is one of the maps that they practiced a lot, actually. So Potter now coming out. She's got to find one on the site. Very low. She does find that kill.
Okay, so the thing is now, with this Molly, she can actually do something with this. She can define this into 2 1v1s. Now, Goose Breeder and Miha on this. There we go. Gonna Molly out towards Quad. Give her the shot towards Goose. And actually, Goose Breeder pins her to the wall. Not gonna have a shot at that one. And played out well, but sadly just not perfectly enough. And that'll be Team Karma with a very strong CT side here.
Yeah, continuing into overtime. This is really nicely done. Showing a lot of patience. These retakes have been so nice, but even down to these 2-on-2, showing a lot of patience, making sure their teammates are there before they commit to any kind of a fight. Up 20-18 now, and it is the last opportunity in this first half of second overtime for CLG to get around on the board, and we know how much these terrace rounds are important. Even just one can do it because these defenses have been so strong.
Oh, wow. T-side is barreling through that smoke at the bottom of Banana. That's dangerous to do, but it's given them, I guess, a step ahead. But actually, they're just going to line up and kind of sit there for Miha to maybe do some more damage than expected. The spray comes in, but she can't connect it. They've taken a lot of damage, but they don't go down, and now Miha gets away with AHP. I don't know how she's allowed to do that, but CLG Red taking so much damage.
Yeah, that was incredible that she's able to get out of there alive, dodging bullets. And look at all the damage she's dealt as well. Miss Harvey down to 35, Potter 34. Kath is doing a little bit better at 66, but Miha there buys a lot of time, uses a lot of utility from the CLG side. And now they're going to be stuck behind this smoke, but still encroaching towards the B bomb site.
50 seconds left. This is the first time in a while we've seen all 5 by B, and I think the lack of presence in mid is raising alarm bells, or ringing alarm bells, should I say, for Team Karma. They're already putting Emily over towards that B side to watch the cross, so CLG Red could be in trouble here. Miha boosted up, gonna try and do what she can with this 8 HP, just get the drop on 1 would be great, and they still have a smoke. I don't know why they're walking out. Miss Harvey just walks ahead of this, and the smoke finally comes in, but 2 players sacrificed, and I don't know what's going on here if they just can't see Emily, because I assure you she is here. And she is racking up the kills. Now down to Benita and Kath, and this one is not looking so good. Kath at least does find something, but with about 15 seconds, bomb not down. This is looking all but over here as CLG Red gonna struggle it out, and there we go, Team Karma, solid performance.
Yeah, they sweep that first half of overtime. Now it's all on CLG. A tall task ahead of them. Their defense was so good in regulation and in the first overtime, but they've got to win 3 in a row, and now is where the pressure is really on in this double overtime of the semifinals. And this, I mean, this is the thing, though. This is where you got to imagine all the experience of players like Miss Harvey, you know, Benita, Potter, all these championships they've won over the years. This is where they should really shine, but Karma's not shying away from it whatsoever. Karma's still bringing the fight to them.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible for teams that are, for a group of girls that is very inexperienced so far in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, so certainly quite the tournament to get your foot in the door with towards this sort of stage. It is quite intimidating for anyone towards it. You see, no matter who you are, you see certain players individually shining or some kind of way. As soon as you get to that big stage, this was a discussion we were discussing, the likes of Tempo, Storm, anyone along those lines of these, you know, kind of lesser experienced teams coming into big stages. How do they perform? How do they individually deal with it? Some players actually thrive in that sort of environment. You see some players like, I think it was Henny, just coming alive and then running away with it for a little while. But others find it a little bit harder. You know, sometimes you make bad choices, you make kind of flustered choices, you make poor plays. But anyway, we are getting ourselves ready for the second half of double overtime, and Henry has entered the building. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Sunglasses,
Henry Greer.
of course.
In the darkest corner of the entire venue. Sunny's on. All right, let's get this going. 21-18. This is Team Karma's game to lose now, if anything. They have it all in their hands. They need one more to close this down, and that's all they'll be focusing on, that one round. Whereas CLG Red need to go on that comeback trail. And again, these nades, maybe need a little bit of work on them because they're just not landing consistently.
Yeah, that would have been such a perfect grenade if it was just an inch or two to the right. Would have landed and done massive damage to 2 players. Unfortunately, clips the wall. You can see Karma even with a little boost up. That's a spam spot for anyone playing at the corner, so that could have done massive damage if someone was there, but it doesn't work out this time. Pop flash to clear out the car, clear out sandbags as well. It's Miha leading the way. As Harvey again playing in the open here at this B bomb site. Smoke comes over from the wrap side of A. It's gonna buy them time. It also saves the utility at this B bomb site for later on in the round. Karma has complete control of apartments, and now Rain is gonna be the one who's gonna try and clear out middle, or at least see if she can grab some information. Anyone kind of pushing up. Kath is boosted once again. There goes the smoke off towards wrap side, and because her teammate is blocked off, because she was isolated, Kath just falls away to the bomb site.
Bomb still over at B, though. This isn't a full commitment for Team Car. If they get a wrap going, though, this could be deadly. Dai's actually going to have to pull back into it, and suddenly this is looking worrying. A 3-2 split coming out from Team Karma, and these are the sort of plays we wanted to see, but Miss Harvey's going to at least isolate those 3 coming through for a little while. Mia's taking the burn. Dai's watching the push-up, and Miss Harvey gets distracted, has to take down Rain. Now Dai is all the one alone on this B side. 1v3. Emily, Goosebreeder, and Miha gonna get that bomb down. Emily's found the player on towards Banana, and now the retake begins. This is gonna be tough, but they do have a lot to work with here.
Yeah, Diane's got a Molotov, but she's stuck in construction. Can't quite use that yet. Pop flashes herself out. She's blocked off by a smoke. And Emily's got that AWP over towards Banana. This Molotov will force Miha out, but will they be able to capitalize on? Oh no, it misses. Falls into the fountain. Miha peeks, gets the kill on Benita. There's Potter with the trade. Flash is gonna come out for Emily. It does work, a smoke as well. Goosebreeder, she falls as well. Right. Now down into a 2-on-1, and a good retake from CLG.
But that was pretty darn close, but they do get the one on the board. Every single round, I feel, is going to be just like this, insanely close. And does Miss Harvey really match her nails to her hair color? I feel like she's such a better person than I am, just in general. You know, when just someone's got themselves together, you know? Like, I feel that's Miss Harvey, and then there's me. Just like, I'm impressed I found socks this morning. It was quite difficult, to be honest. Spent a lot of time on that. But 21-19, don't laugh at me, Moses. It's a long day ahead. We've got to be friends on this one. CLG Red needs to go all the way, and look at this aggression. It worked before, but will it work again? Kath, if she walks down 2 more steps, okay, Emily's a bit of a problem, but Miss Harvey's like, farewell, Kath. I shall leave you to whatever you can do. You are dead to me, but I'll give you a nade at least. So this could be the fun part. Emily has 0 armor, and we're going to see 1 player walking in. Nice trigger discipline then from Kath. Going to get information. It's going to be a one-and-done spot here. She does get taken down by Artstar, but great information gathered. Knows there's play on Banana still. Knows that Artstar's trying to look towards second mid-apps. And now 1 minute left. Karma's plans maybe unraveling.
Yeah, still spread across the map, though, in CLG. 2 members at each bomb site. Potter with this AWP is still, you know, the linchpin. She's been such a rock over at the A site, and Karma yet to decide, although Artstar and Emily are going to pressure up middle. Maybe try and pull away, just with that Molotov, try and pull away any kind of defense from the B bomb site. They're smoking, throwing flashes, and actually it's just going to be Artstar who commits up. She's going to see if she can get a wrap going on. Potter is rotating over with the AWP, but it is going to be a B hit. Potter's going to be smoked off. And there it is, through the smoke. Miss Harvey lines him up again. 2 kills, a third as well.
Stunning play from Miss Harvey. What a brilliant performance, and Potter catches it in the end. This could be triple OT, Moses. This is going to be a sick game. Again, deliveries from the 2 veterans there. Love that from Miss Harvey. Again, though, so many of these rounds where she's positioned herself in front of the smoke, 1 pop flash could have made this so much more difficult. And she's getting away with it, so credit to do it again and again. I wouldn't say stop, but makes it a little bit of an interesting one here for Team Karma. 21-20. 1 round for CLG Red, and we go again. 1 for Karma, 1 and done, and then we're to map 2. Potter, though, going to go for the peek down there, see what she can find, and look at this passive presence. There's the nade we were looking for. Miss Harvey nails that one, and now let's see what Karma can do.
You can see Emily's been investing in the AWPs in this overtime. She's down on a Tech 9, no money even for the rifle. That's just the economy at work. That expensive weaponry hasn't panned out for him, and now she's punished for picking it up in overtime. This time a little bit more aggressive up Banana early on for Karma. You can see Miha throwing out an initial smoke. This might just be to bait some utility, and it does. It works. Molotov comes out, so does the smoke from CLG. But that's just a fake execution. The real one is going to be when this smoke clears. They're going to have a smoke for Spindle and towards CT spawn, so this is a big hit. This is what Karma's making their play on in this overtime. Try and get the win here. It is map point. Here they come. It's that wall of smoke strategy from the pistol round in regulation again.
Oh, this is what we wanted to see. Perfect flash, but still the trade comes out. Miss Harvey's molly does do damage. They know she's here, but they're still on the side. Miss Harvey's playing it cool, calm, and collected, but that 40 seconds is going to mean that the T-side need to make their move and make it fast. Miss Harvey does do damage, but will it be enough? 3v3 now. Make it a 3v2. Suddenly, this is looking deadly. Potter and Benita have to do some damage, and Potter, where did that come from? Out of nowhere, picks up the kill. And now, stepping forward, Gooseberry is in a great spot, though. This could be big. If they don't check this, they do have a molly that they could clear with. They actually have 2. So if they don't utilize this, this could be deadly. Potter's going to throw to back of sight, down by Nubox, and they've kind of forgone checking for this, and here we go. Gooseberry, oh, can't get it done, and we are going through on this one. Miss Harvey is out of her chair, because that was a great retake from Benita and Potter then. The defuse comes in, and Moses, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Another great retake. And Karma, they put themselves in such a... I mean, where did that shot come from, Potter, that first one through the wall?
I don't know.
We didn't get to see it. I'm wondering where that was from. It looked like there was a smoke in our way as well.
There was.
So it was like a smoke and a wall bang.
Because why not?
Well, sometimes you just need to get lucky when you're in double overtime. So they do force triple overtime.
Solid.
Yeah.
You could have gone for like a magic reference, something.
I'm not into the Harry Potter references as much as you are, I guess.
I'm not even that into it. I've made like 2. Your TLC game though was strong earlier. I'll give you that.
Really on point.
You threw a curveball. I was loving it.
Always a big fan of Left Eye.
Who isn't, man? All right, 21-21. We are into triple overtime. This is absolutely sick, if I'm honest. I'm loving seeing this. And considering how this one started, it's the perfect way. But let's bear in mind again, CLG Red CT side has been pretty decent. They haven't been struggling on this side, essentially. It's generally their T side. And as the fires burn, We wait to see what Team Karma can do here. All of us dying to find out. Potter can't land the shot there, goes back for more. Gets away relatively unscathed, but still so adamant to try and make these shots, Moses.
Yeah, almost running back into the fire. It looked like she really wanted to. A little bit frustrated maybe that she missed that first shot. That was a good opportunity to give them a big advantage. And this time, I mean, she's actually, we saw her be very mobile during regulation and during some of these previous overtimes, but this time she's given up her location at the B bomb site and she actually stays there as well. And if this is some kind of a late round B execute from Karma, those smokes are going to be so effective against an AWP, although she legs Goosebreeder. She fires through the smoke. The timing in her head, just as soon as that smoke plumes, she just waits half a second and takes the shot, and Goosebreeder's peeking. So very low HP. Potter's still at 40, and actually, yeah, Karma is lining up for this B hit. Rain is going to be a lurk. She's over towards the stairwell at the A bomb site, down towards Boiler. She's going to try and cut off rotations, but as they enter the bomb site through the smoke, it's Miss Harvey once again just playing right behind it. She's had so much success here, and they still haven't done a pop flash to clear out of that position. It's just been so easy.
I don't know how she's allowed to get away with this. Finally, Die will shut down Rain, who started to run Rampage through Boiler, but Artstar and Emily are kind of running out of options here and running out of time. Down to 18 seconds. It's time to make it play and make it fast, but Die is on the side. Kath isn't far away. They line up, but actually, they take her out. Now, the Molly does do the damage, and Kath can easily take down the weakened players, and CLG Red being gifted rounds here. Credit where it's due to, I guess, Miss Harvey for making the most of it, but a difference a pop flash could make.
Yeah, one flash.
One flash. That's all you need.
But, I mean, Miss Harvey's loving it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't make McDonald's quotes. You know I'm hungry.
That wasn't even McDonald's, to be honest with you. That was just...
I'm just really hungry. Like, you know what you can imagine in your mind is like sausage and egg McMuffins? That's it. That's all I can think about right now. Anyway. It's over. Potter, please take care in the Molly. What is going on today?
These Molotovs are...
I don't get it. I've never seen this many Molly kills coming in or that much damage.
Yeah, I mean, she's just scoped in. She doesn't realize she's burning until it's a little bit too late and pushing forward right into the gun of Miha. So big loss for CLG now. It's going to have to be a massive hold for him. 4-on-5 situation, over a minute left in the round. Karma has as much time as they want to find some place on the map to exploit, but still not pressuring anywhere up mid. Emily's got that P90. She's been very effective with it. It's a double pit setup for CLG, which is actually really strong, so they don't fully have to rotate Kath over. She can just keep an eye on CT spawn, but actually she is committing a little bit. This leaves Miss Harvey once again isolated.
Flash Moses. Let's find out. Oh. Yes! Yay! Well done. Miss Harvey now can't spray down 4 of you, but she can do very well when you just go leaping at her like that. The P90 player does get picked up, which was Emily, but it's still a 3v3. Maybe needs a little bit of that kind of brilliance that we saw in that retake not too long ago. Kath gonna get smoked out. Benita and Dilo on the way, and we've got Goosebreeder holding down a Banana. The other two focusing here towards Ruins. And this could get pretty damn deadly. Miha finds Kath, and now Miha with the cross just has the lineup. Can't land the shot though. Dai does manage to take her down, and Goosebreeder going to be an integral part in this. She is the only one sitting on decent HP here, but oh, Artstar on the flank. This could be so annoying. The bomb planted. Default. Artstar going to go into it. No. Oh! Just about gets it in the end then. But that was down to the last second.
That had to have been so stressful if you're on Team Karma just watching that. 20 HP, they couldn't land the shot through the smoke until just barely in time. CLG almost steal one away from him. But either way now, 22 all.
So.
And it is still the P90 for Emily.
Why?
She loves it, I'm telling you.
I don't care.
She loves this weapon.
Stop it.
I
don't care. I don't try and warrant this.
There's that nade. She's got it on point now. Actually, that doesn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it would. It brings Goosebreeder down very low, but the residual damage on Emulate and Rain isn't as high as I thought. Molotov to clear out. Sandbags to clear everyone off the hay cart as well, so this is very good, just methodical banana control, and this is going to be a fast hit on the B bomb site for Karma. CLG might not be ready for it.
Oh, Miss Harvey, not with a standard M4 this time, has to go back on the reload, cannot stay down and spray down, but Die now pressured as well. Oh no, the jump came in at the worst time. That scroll wheel will get you. And now it looks like Karma have the complete site under wraps. Bomb is planted, and this is going to be an incredibly hard retake with 5 players standing.
Yeah, Potter trying to just pick one off here on top of this, just trying to get some kind of miracle shot in this 3-on-5. Such a difficult retake, even with the health so low on a lot of Team Karma members. There's just so many spots to clear out. Not a lot of time to do it as well. They do have a smoke. They do have a couple Molotovs, and they're just going to smoke off the bomb, and this has to work. Kath gets off it, though. It was a full 10-second, and her teammates have all fallen. No chance here. And 2 rounds on the terrorist side. You have to assume that this is going to be the map, just because these T rounds have been so hard to get. Now that they have 2, that's a huge play for them.
Really is. And hard fought for as well. Some adjustments off the back of rather flawed rounds previously. Now seemingly a little bit more adjusted and a little bit better set. And this now kind of puts the ball into CLG Red's court. Let's bear in mind their T side is what's been kind of causing them a hell of a lot of issues. So for their sake, they need to kind of get this one fixed up and sorted out, because at the moment we just saw Karma stepping up, making sure their errors were kind of adjusted. And now CLG Red need to do the same. No for Potter actually on the T side this time, going straight in with the M4. Excuse me, AK. Words are hard. Let's see what they can do, Moses. Helps me.
There's no way to VP on Potter. But Emily is going to take hers very aggressively, and Miha, she's going to get aggressive behind this Molotov. She even pre-fires the angle, can't land the shot, but it's Potter and Miss Harvey who are just brought down to about 30 HP. So despite losing a member of Team Karma, they've done a decent amount of damage. They've softened up 2 players for later on in the round, but CLG, with that opening kill, they can stay passive. They haven't even progressed across the map quite yet.
Brilliant start for CLG Red. Being able to pick up a player at the start of this, leaving Goose Breeder solo on B. Moses, I'm done. Woo! Goose Breeder. Well, using words is hard. You know, Katowice just takes it out of you. Now Rain going to rotate over. At least they can have 2 on the side, but bearing in mind, Artstar can be a huge factor here. She's already starting to consider the options that maybe there's a couple of players lurking around, and actually all rejoining now on Banana.
And once again, this is just a situation where CLG's just waited out a smoke over towards the B bomb site, and because they have no presence on the other side of the map, Artstar's been able to get a really good location, a lot of intel, and Emily has already rotated over, so this is the strongest defense Karma can have on this B bomb site. Molotovs come out, slow things down. Benita's going to be the one to lead their way through it. Up on top of the spindles is Rain, though. They've got to find an entrance into the site. Actually, that smoke works perfectly, spamming through. There's Goose Breeder with a second, almost gets a third. They get off the plant. Oh, nice kill from Diane. Very aggressive, but the flank's already in. Down into a 1-on-2. What can she do here? Reloading, not able to land any of these shots so far.
This is incredibly tough. Does have the molly, knows where the player is. Goes in a wild spray, but can't get the damage done. 24 rounds sitting in Karma's pocket, now to the mere 22 of CLG Red. I think she just swore. Just heard rude words.
Now CLG, I mean, backs against the wall now. It's match point for Team Karma. They got those map point.
We got a best of 3, Moses.
Yes, we do.
This is only map 1. We've got a lot of rounds on that board, and we've got a lot more to come here between these two, going back and forth the entire way, showing us a real class game of Counter-Strike. And you're seeing that kind of second mid-aggression from Artstar.
Oh my god, that's so aggressive. What a risk to take, and she gets punished for it. Kath finds Artstar, gives her team a very good advantage into this round. 5-on-4 situation now for a minute and a half. It's going to be all on someone like Emily with his AWP is the best opportunity they have of evening things out. You can see they've cheated a 3rd player over. They've left Miha very alone at this B bomb site initially, thinking maybe there's going to be some pressure quickly towards the A site, but it's not coming out for CLG. The bomb is still over here, and Kath and Benita in halls. It almost looks like CLG is going to posture for some kind of a fake.
I'm hoping this works out. Then again, Rain's been pretty adamant at sticking to this site. Then again, Artstar's been the one who's generally been kind of roaming, I guess, through second mid behind, catching anyone on the way through after hitting that B side. So here we go. So of course, Emily's still kind of curious here because they haven't seen much presence. Of course, the smokes and such will make Goose Breeder kind of dedicate towards his site, but while this happens, look at Apps. That's where the action's going down, Rush. As Rain will be waiting for the push through now. Lovely angle on this as well. Doesn't have to commit. She will have the first shot on it. And actually, Emily going down means it's open, but she just looked at the wrong time. Tries to keep in mind what could be happening at CTR. This is a perfect play from CLG Red, as Goose Breeder is the only one to do some real damage into this, as finding Potter was imperative. But really, the question is, a bit of unlucky timing really coming through then, allowing CLG Red now the chance to get back into this one. We could be going even further, Moses.
The defense was actually so poised, so disciplined there in that round. It was just a little bit of a bummer because that execution, the fake comes out for CLG and no one moves. Not Emily, not Rain. Staying at the A bomb site, that's a tactic they saw earlier in this matchup, so they kind of sensed it was coming. The one kill over towards that B bomb site is what forced Emily to start pushing forward, to get out of her cover, get out of position. And just really nice timing from CLG on that lurk to pick her off, and then Rain was just too many angles for her to watch. So nicely done from CLG, but one more round here in this third overtime to try and save it. So Karma all set up, the AWP on Rap side still. Banana control for CLG.
One thing is the money's obviously a little bit lower than I can imagine Karma would ideally want. They are lacking a little bit of that utility that's been keeping them relatively set throughout a lot of those kind of first minute situations. Now they might have to go in a little bit more carefully towards this, as of course, CLG Red will have a lot more to work with here. The molly's being bounded off the skybox as Goose Breeder gets a little closer. Bit of a dangerous one and done spot here. She has a lot better options than that. I'm not sure why she's dedicating herself towards that sort of lineup. That's not where CLG Red are currently considering. With 50 seconds remaining, they still have the smokes, the mollies, and a hell of a lot of players dedicated towards this A site, where Emily, Rain, and Artstar will be waiting.
Emily's gonna have first shot, and she takes an early. She shoots early. There it is, the second one. Diane falls, and now a second kill for Emily. One more, Rain gets that kill, and all of a sudden CLG, this attack is crumbling. This could be the map for Karma, although Potter makes a bid for it.
Potter will not give this up. Benita and Potter gonna try and hold on for dear life. Karma on the retake. Goose Breeder was outstanding at doing this. She was the MVP previously on these retakes. This time has very lots to work with. No utility to hand. Potter getting a little bit curious as to maybe there being one at CT Arch. Benita still has a molly. She needs to put that down to buy time, as here we go. The retake begins. Goose Breeder lingers out from the apps, and now it's just down to Benita. 1v2. Karma coming in with the close finally. Those retakes were sublime. And a solid way to get this one going.
Yeah, they outlast them in a marathon match, and that's going to be really, really difficult for CLG to come back from.
I think we need to give you a break, Moses, because your stuff is coming in strong right now.
I'm going to stay away from the SH words from now on.
There's a couple of those you should be avoiding already, but great stuff from Carl, bringing it back to the point. These words. This language is very strong language. I don't know how to do it. But bringing it back to point, credit to Karma for coming into this and keeping themselves focused throughout that game. It was a marathon game, considering the kind of ferocity that came back from the CLG Red ladies. It was incredible what they did then. But in the end, Karma did manage to find themselves just enough couple of rounds. Those retakes coming in were sublime throughout that game as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. They win the match on it as well. I mean, that first half is so many incredible retakes. That's what established their defense. And then, I mean, it just comes full circle. They close it out finally with that 2-on-2 retake.
So, guys, I'm going to take a break, take him outside to maybe get some fresh air, I feel, after that real moment in time. Let's go to the analysis desk to break that game down.
And break it down we shall. Thanks very much, Lauren. I've got Heather,
I think
Yanko joining me.
Needs more than just fresh air at this point.
I think we all do at this point, but what a fantastic way to start out our semi-finals. I mean, I was looking at that and thinking, is this really going to be that Fnatic situation again, where a team has an unbelievably strong lead? But was it 13?
It was 13-5.
13-5, right, at one point. And then we fall all the way back to that overtime, to our second overtime. Is it safe to say that Karma may or may not have could have very well given CLG the necessary tools to get back into this game entirely?
It seemed like they did, and that was my concern about the Inferno pick, because I know they've avoided that map for over a year, so I wasn't too sure how they'd do on T side, and CLG Red's experience, their veteran experience at these big major events really started to show there, and they came together as a team, rallied back to push it into overtime.
How does something like that happen? 13-5, just turning it around. Is that do you have to be making mistakes to not find those final 3 rounds, or did CLG just turn up in a big way?
Well, it's a combination of the two, right? I feel that it's pretty. I was actually surprised that I saw, a lot of stuff that we see teams do anyway. I mean, right now the meta is that a lot of teams go for that smoke towards wrap. They smoke off the small pit and library, like they're going for a B split, but then they actually just flash through that smoke and go for A wrap. And we saw, I think, CLG do it as well. But the problem is that at some point there are mistakes in execution, right? We saw it from Karma on the T side. They would go for a smoke strat, but they would miss some of the smoke. There was a big gap in the smoke towards long. Potter was there with the AWP, gets a couple of free kills and so on. So I think in the end, it always comes down to a combination of the two. The CT side, the team that's making the comeback is playing really well, but there are also some mistakes on the other side too.
And where does that leave us? I mean, I'm just going to ask for more of a personal level at this point. Karma, if they had let that go, would that have been the end of it? Are they a team prone to tilting? Is that the kind of problem? Is that the kind of characters that feature? On that team?
I'd say that actually from both teams. I
Okay.
mean, both teams are. This is very emotional for them. This means a lot to them. Big rivalry. Beating each other means everything to them. So that would have definitely tilted Karma, especially being up 13-5. So they needed this to stay alive for the next 2 maps.
And that does lead us nicely into our next map, which we won't be discussing just yet. Before we talk about Mirage, it will be our second map in this best of 3. We're going to take a very quick break. But when we come back, we're going to dissect Mirage and see if we will see the full best of 3.